fate is before you. Choose wisely.
Yeah, if I ever get a chance to talk to Obama, if I ever do, I know I don't, but if I ever have a chance to talk to him, I gotta ask him about that. Anyway, why did he fold like that? Why didn't he stand up for black men on the Tuskegee piece with the healthcare piece? This is years before the coronavirus came along.
And the black farm.
Yeah, I'm about to say, yeah, he does. I gotta tell you, man, it just felt like, man, he just didn't stand up for brothers. He just didn't. That's, you know. That's just my take on it. Anyway, Al, what do you have to say about all this?
I agree. There is an economic component to it. If the money is there, then I can keep the money. You know, when you look down to the root of it, man, and you look at what's going on, it's going to play a major role. So as long as the money is there, and I can keep you guys divided, because they already show what happens when we come together, and they saw that previously from looking at places like the Black Wall Street, places in Wilmington, North Carolina, and other cities like that. When we talked about, they already know what happens when we work together, when we come together. So keeping us divided is to their best interest.
Fire for your mind. The kosher clinician.
When you date a woman and she may be a potential wife, it's a competition thing all the way. I can't take it no more.
They feel propped up because they feel more beholden to the government. And then their man comes second. That's why they figure that they're strong, independent, don't need no man, because they have the government.
Because the men are failing us, to be honest. Guys thinking about themselves, and they'll think about you after you react.
You don't hear anything about being good wives and all the other stuff. What you hear is you're strong and you independent. You can do it on your own. You got black girl magic, black girl rock, but you ain't said nothing about black family.
My mother is like what they consider to be the strong black woman. I feel like I projected that onto the guys that I dated.
Ladies have no idea how stiff their competition really is. You have no clue how black men are viewed in the rest of the world. We are the #1 most sexually desired man on the face of this planet.
They would call Jesus Dusty if he was here living in America, because of the gross narcissism that a lot of our women have.
In my palm, my girl, she know she the one. I put the ice on her hand, I put some ice on her arm. See me shining in the light, know you found me in the dark. Talking how you wanna leave, girl, you made it this far. Taking trips overseas, no, I won't be long. We came up from the weeds, now it's top floor. All these big yes on her wrist, VVS is on her neck. Make it spin and I don't stress, when I make it stretch. Double back to back then, down broke, now we rich. Spend it on a let it spin, down with me to the end. That my best friend, that my best friend, that my best friend. I'ma spend it on her, cause she all mine. Spend it on a challenge, cause she all mine. There for my first cake, then we hit 100K. $500,000 on the way, then $1 million on the way. Eating good, full plates, eating good, say grace. Eat her up, get thanks. She got cake birthday. I can't waste no way, I can't waste no play. My girl, whoa, something like the baddest chick. My girl, whoa, came from the rags to rich. Hit the road running, I had to tell her I had to get it. She understood, but she spoiled, so when she get mad, she did. She do. All these big yes on her wrist, VVS is on her neck. Make it spin and I don't stress, when I make it stretch. Double back to back then, down broke, now we rich. Spend it on a let it spin, down with me to the end. That my best friend, that my best friend, that my best friend. I'ma spend it on her, cause she all mine. Spend it on a challenge, cause she all mine. All these big yes on her wrist, VVS is on her neck. Make it spin and I don't double back to back then. Down broke, now we rich, spend it on a let us spend. Down with me to the end, that my best friend. That my best friend. That my best friend. I'ma spend it on her, cause she all mine. All these big gas on her wrist, VVS is on her neck. Make it spend it, don't stress. Spend it on a challenge, cause she all mine. That my best friend. That my best friend. That my best friend.
Pain. I've been there, locked up inside my head, broken from fear, illusions, disappointment, and hopelessness. Who heard me in my silence, where being a man means nothing? Despair. I've been there too, desperately seeking answers for the questions associated with manhood, hills and valleys, too bleak to compare. Stress, suffering in a utility silo, no comfort, no security, no freedom, no justice, just do it for others. Challenges, who will help me break the challenges? Lost in the vortex of darkness, hopelessness, fear, and abandonment. I've been there too. I've been there too. Take the next step to your destiny. Join me in this fight. Walk forward. Deep breaths. Head held high, men. Come join me, men, in the winds of time. Stories, hopes, visions, purified in the fire. I'm not a superhero. And I'm not the Reverend Knight. I'm here to help you. Join me then in this fight. Break the chains of your mind. Let's do it now. For now is all we have. Fire for your mind. The kosher clinician. All right, guys, we're going to have a very powerful conversation on tonight. And, you know, this show is going to be very interesting, to say the least, because the passport movement is alive and well. And we got a young bull that's going to be here back with me tonight, Austonhollemon, and also Dre with Love Crossing Borders. But I want to talk about this, guys, because at the last election, they were talking about chucks and pearls. And see, I'm not against that. I'm not against chucks and pearls. But I created a hashtag called passports and pearls, you know, because I am the kosher clinician and I like doing things kosher because it's fit and proper for me to be a creator. And I came up with the hashtag passports and pearls because what Austonhollemon is doing and what Dre with Love Crossing Border has already done, he gave his pearls to a woman that will honor him and respect him as a man. And Austonhollemon is in the market for trying to find a wife that will be viable that he can give his pearls to. You know, the gospel said, don't cast pearls unto swine. And while I'm not calling women of the West swine, it basically means don't give your good to people that won't receive it or respect it, because if you give it to them, they will trample upon it with their feet. So get your pens and paper ready, guys. We're going to have a great show tonight. We got the young bull in the house, man. We got Austonhollemon. I call him Mr. Stoic. And also we got my man Dre with Love Crossing Borders. Dre, how you doing, brother? How you doing, Dre?
I'm doing great, man.
How you doing,
great, man? Just got back from having a good dinner, some sushi with Andre, hanging out. And so I'm back here with the guys.
Yeah, man. You know, man, I had to get Dre right, man. Dre said I was messing swag up, man. I had a hat with Dre on. Dre said he looked like a dummy. I was all right, Dre, I got you, man. I got to get your swag right, man. Dre, so I got Dre's swag right. But you know, let's talk about it, you know, because Austonhollemon came up with a concept called the green pill movement. You know, it's a byproduct of the red pill, which basically means those men, Dre, that have been to what's called an existentialist crisis in the clinical world. But also you have the black pill, which is based in nihilism, which basically means don't worry about anything. You can't save it. It's dead. And then you got those of the blue pill. But, you know, the young bull came up with something called the green pill. And we're going to talk about it in a minute. But passports and pearls, what do you think about it? Why is it so relevant in your opinion? As men now are beginning to live their lives on their own terms, free of the stress, free of shame, free of chicanery, but men are beginning to speak up, speak loud, and stand firm. But it's coming with a lot of opposition. But what's your take on the concept of passports and pearls? Because I think it's a fitting topic.
You're absolutely correct in regards to passport and pearls being a moniker for individuals that have to come to the conclusion you can't give the best of you to everybody.
Yes, sir.
Everybody doesn't deserve the best of you. Some people just deserve some of you. Some people deserve just a moment in time. Some people deserve friendships and not relationships. But you cannot, when it comes to going to other locations, when it comes to meeting new women or networking with new people, you have to make sure that you are strategic with the type of people that you introduce yourself to, and especially the type of women you let into your life. And also when it comes to such as Austin and other brothers, when it comes to casting your pearls or the best of you, if you know that the best of you is better than what you're seeing in the United States or in UK or in Canada or in Mexico or whatever it may be, if you know that your pearls or what you have to offer the world is better than what you're seeing in your current geographical location, you might want to consider some changes. And that's what the value of passport and pearls is. It's deciding to use your passport and take the best of you to locations that deserve that best that you have to offer.
No doubt, no doubt. That was an excellent explanation. You know, Austonhollemon, you just got back from Colombia, I believe it was Medellin, I believe, and you came up with a concept called the green pill movement.
I want to ask you a question. Why is male empowerment so vital, in your opinion? And I want you to tell the audience about the green pill concept that you created as it relates to passports and pearls.
So I would say it's important to empower males right now because with the media, single mothers, and just the government all together, it's kind of making men foolish. It's taking away masculinity completely. And I feel like men that actually realize that what we're being taught is not right, we have to empower them and tell them that they can become the best version of themselves, and somebody else in the world will appreciate them, because it might not seem like that in the United States for a lot of men, according to what I see in my comments.
Yeah. Go ahead, Austin. Go ahead, brother. Keep talking. You're doing a good job. Go ahead, brother.
Green pill movement is, like you said, it's a portion of the red pill. Really, the color doesn't really mean anything. It's just a color we pick. But it just means we understand female nature, and we're going overseas, but we're not being blue pill overseas.
Good point.
What does that mean in your opinion? You're a young man, and we realize that female nature is female nature. You know, people always presume and assume, Brother Austin, that American men are impervious to the fact that women or female nature is female nature. Dre is what I call a general in understanding and dissecting female nature and behavior. But female nature is female nature. You still have to be a man in a foreign country. But however, you don't have to work as hard as it relates to garnering their love, support, and respect. Why is it so important for men to be cognizant of the fact, Austin, that female nature is female nature based on your experiences in Colombia and also in Brazil?
Well, because when people see my content, what they'll probably think is it's just some utopia and they can be some lame simp and just go overseas and it just automatically just falls in their head. And I'm not saying that at all. I'm still saying that hey, people will cheat on you, they will use you for money just like a woman in the States would. But in the States, it's on steroids. It's almost guaranteed in the States. 90% of the time you're going to run into one of these modern women that we complain about. But overseas, they have more morals. They're raised differently.
Yeah, I totally agree, man. You know, we had it in the past. We had that vitality in the past. But in the meantime, shout out to my man XL Pro for that $5 super sticker. Thank you, XL Pro. XL Pro is always a pro as it relates to showing black male content creators love and support. And for your kind offering, XL Pro, I'm forever grateful. Now, Dre, you are the what I call the Dimorphous of this space. You are the intellectual. And I told you guys, you know, Dre can talk so long that, you know, you can write a dissertation in the background while he's talking and you won't miss a beat. But Dre, why is male empowerment so vital in your opinion? And, you know, where do you see this movement going? Because there are a lot of saboteurs, there are a lot of haters, you know, you got goofballs disrespecting this young man, you know, because Austin is young enough to be our son, you know, he's young enough to be our son. And see, I don't mind him disrespecting me because me personally, as long as you don't touch me, you know, as long as you don't disrespect him on my face, because if you do, I promise you're going to get the wrath of God. But so I don't care about, you bumping your gums don't mean nothing to me. I used to work with convicts. You know, I worked in law enforcement. And I always say, Dre, if I can't get them from the hip, I get them with the clip. And I don't want to get the clip. But Dre, why is this movement so important in your opinion? Why is it so vital, Dre? Because we're going through what's called an evolution of masculinity. And some say, Dre and Austin, because it's becoming so popular, there might be some that might try to stop this movement of male empowerment because, see, men need to be empowered like all men, you know, and, you know, other human beings and other ethnic groups have always traveled, enjoyed themselves, and had the right to live their lives on their own terms. But it's always a problem, Dre and Austin, when black men begin to come together and live their lives on their own terms as well. So, Dre, say it succinctly, brother. Why is male empowerment so vital, in your opinion?
First of all, when it comes to people that are critics of what we do, two things are going on that are colliding right now. The fact that there are more black men that are getting, or minorities in general, that are getting their passports in the United States, in the UK, or in the Western world more than any other time before. The oldest passport on record request was in I said before 1910, but it was actually 1934 was the 1834 was the oldest passport that was given to a black person that they have on record. The next one after that was almost like 40, 50 years after that. So 1834 was the first time black man or minority tried to get a passport and got it in the United States. Since then, there have been a few, of us here and there getting passports. So the first thing that's going on right now is a major movement of black people, not just women, not just men or women, but just black people in general. But let's keep it for what it is. We're talking about the men getting their passports. At the same time, the collision that's going on is we're doing it under the microscope of social media.
Mm-hmm.
When white guys were doing it, there was no major social media to do it. They could do it and just say, Mom and Dad, I'm going off to Europe and I'm going to find myself. And there was no social media. The most that we got was a couple of movies made was, this college kid goes to Europe, or that college kid goes to Europe. Those type of movies goes to Europe. But that was the only thing that we were getting. But there was nobody that was overseeing or criticizing what they were doing, because you could never prove it, because there was very little video footage of it. But now our movement is taking place right under the eyes of everybody. Everybody can watch and see what takes place, the good, the bad, or the ugly. So what's taking place now, what's making it problematic, is not just we're scrutinized under the umbrellas or the cameras and lights of social media, but most of the people that criticize us try to find micro moments or micro excuses. I'm going to say that again. Micro moments. Something happened bad to one brother, and they think that all brothers. Right. Micro moment. They'll say something happened. A brother paid for play. Oh, all brothers are doing that. They take micro moments. And try to make it seem like that's the macro blueprint that we're seeing.
Yes, sir.
Austin's blueprint is macro. Our blueprint is macro. It's bigger than what these they're only going over there because the ladies are this. All those little macro lighting firebug excuses that they're trying to use against us, that's all they were, little lightning bugs all around the place. That's all they can do. But they never take time out to notice the macro success that's taking place, the good relationships.
Yes, sir.
We're going into cultures that women being submissive and supportive, it's a part of the makeup of the culture, like a tree growing from the ground is a part of the culture of the United States, just a tree growing. So it is in these other countries with culture and supporting. So, for example, if a woman is not supportive, her family might put her in check faster than you will.
Right.
And it has nothing to do with losing a good man. It's about, that's a part of the culture. And so a lot of times these women and men back in the States that are criticizing what we are accomplishing don't see the big picture. When we do, we see something beyond just the party or the clubs, and that's just a starter kit.
Right.
For most of us. Most of us already know that there's something bigger than what we're trying to accomplish. And those people who don't have passports or don't travel like we do, or have lived in other countries but don't live in the country in which we live in, they don't see that vision, and it's not meant for them to see.
No, it's not meant for them to see it, man, because once again, Austonhollemon should not cast his pearls to swine. And Dre, it's apparent that you didn't do it because you got a beautiful wife that you love and respect, and I'm extremely happy for you and your wife. But in the meantime, guys, shout out to my man Top Gun. I call him the sniper. Yes, Top Gun is my sniper, man. He's always on the roof, man, shooting down the hyenas and them granny serpents, man. So shout out to my man Top Gun for that $10 super. He says, salute to the brothers on the panel. These women here can keep their fake femininity. Shout out to Top Gun. That's a deal, right? And then also shout out to
that's a bet, right? That's a deal, right?
So shout out to my man Ray Johnson. Ray Johnson always showing love, and Ray Johnson, because of your meritorious love offering, Ray Johnson, you always show love for the $20 hitter. Ray Johnson, you are the #1 sponsor of this stream. No doubt, guys. I appreciate it, guys. And do me a favor, guys. Get the likes up because, Austin just got back from Colombia. And, Austin got bills to pay. I got pills to pay. And, of course, Dre is rich. Me and Austin peasants. Dre rich. But in the meantime, guys, do me a favor. The robot that's tapping on the shoulder, guys. Feed the robot, please. Feed the robot. All right, so Dre, in the meantime, also, I got another question for you guys. The last election showed that our women, Dre, have dimorphous thinking. And I'm going to break it down in a minute because I know you're Morpheus, so you know what I'm talking about. But they have dimorphous thinking, and I'm going to explain it in a minute. But I came over this concept called the forgotten black man and black boy because they were talking about chucks and pearls. Chucks and pearls was their declaration of power to the world that an Indian/black woman had got inaugurated, as vice president of the world. But see, Dre and Austin, I saw it as a token of power instead of being true power. Because see, when it's true power, it benefits boys, men, girls, and also our women and our husbands being the men or the heads of their families. But Dre and Austin, something ominous is going on in the world when you have sometimes women that proclaim to be women of faith. They have a hard time saying that their man is the leader or that they were made for their man. And I struggle with that because when the gospel is clear and is very replete about the man being here first and the woman was made for man, some struggle with it, Dre and Austin. And they struggle with it, Dre and Austin, because it's true to what theology said about original sin. It said that she will have a desire for her husband and he will rule over her. And I got some friends that I love and respect, and if they're listening, I love you. But it's a problem when we can point things out to you about men being the leaders and the power brokers in the relationship. And so many Dre struggle with it. They struggle with it, Austin. But see, Dre and Austin, you guys both know about how men are celebrated in Colombia and Brazil. And I want you to tell the audience, Dre, it's a young 23, 24-year-old man, about what does the patriarchy in Colombia look like, and then talk about how men are celebrated. And then, Dre, I want you to parrot it because we know you're a Pentecostal preacher, man. You get long when you start hooping. You're a hooping preacher. So go ahead, Austin. Go ahead, Austin. Break it down, man.
Can you elaborate a little further on the patriarchy? I know what a patriarchy is, but
yes, sir. No problem, Austin. So basically, a patriarchy is a place where men lead and rule their communities. They lead at the governance level. They lead at the macro level, which is the government and politics. They lead at the meso level, which is group, the group or the community. And they also lead at the individualized level, which is themselves and also the family. So when you talk about a kosher patriarchy, I'm gonna do a show on it tomorrow. What does it look like in Colombia? What does men being honored and respected in their countries look like to the men that are listening?
Well, I mean, I can say in Brazil, I'm not going to say that they've had a female president, right? So I don't know if they can fit so much in that absolute patriarchy that I think you're describing, like somewhere maybe like Saudi Arabia would. But I can say that the men are a lot more respected. They, like you said, I don't know which one of y'all said, but the family would be more likely to check the woman if she's getting out of line with you. They have, women know that they're, as bad as it may sound today, they come second. They come second and the man is in the lead. They don't interrupt you when they talk. When me and Andre were on live the other day, there was a guy in Colombia I met and his girl was on and she was talking, and every time a man would talk, she would stop. She would stop to let him talk. So there's a different level of respect in Colombia.
Right. No doubt.
Yeah. They have authority in those countries.
No doubt. Right, exactly. Dre, talk about it, man. Talk about it. But before you talk about it, Dre, let me send a special shout out to all these super stickers, man. I want to get them as we have in the show. Special shout out to my man, how does that say? Calixe Pierre Luis. He said, y'all got me in the club right now and watching y'all, LOL. Thank you, man. And that's a deal, right? I appreciate it.
That's a deal,
I'm going to say his name right. Pierre Luis. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Shout out to Kings and Dreams that big up the kosher, Austin and Dre. Everybody got passports on their minds, Dre. This has become a very powerful movement, man. Everybody got passports on their mind. But let's talk about the patriarchy that exists in Colombia. What does it look like, Dre? I heard Guapo say that, in their country, the women are raised to honor and respect their men. They're raised to respect the boys, the men, because in their countries, they need their men, so they give homage and respect to their men. But what does it look like to those that are new to the passport movement, and why is it so vital in your opinion?
Because here in South America, I found from all of the countries that I've gone to, as well as being all over Colombia, I found that when it comes to each gender enjoys their role. I'll say that again. Each gender enjoys their role. Women love to be feminine. They love to be ladylike. They love to be. Now, do they have disagreements with their men at times, or a woman is a woman. Yes, those certain familiar traits of a woman, no matter where you go, are there. But as far as being feminine and masculine compared to the women in the States, women in the States do not celebrate womanhood. They really don't. They think they do, but they don't.
Right.
And when you come to these other countries in South America, these women are expecting you to play your role too. And I love that. They are expecting us to be patriarchs. You don't have to convince them. You don't have to do surveys and all the stuff that you got to do in the States and in the West to convince women statistically this is the value of a man in your life. Down here, they already understand that. Also here in Colombia, they have a vice president, Afro-Colombian feminist vice president.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, she can be that in public, but she knows that once she goes back home and she's around mom, dad, uncles, cousins, nephews, nieces, she's back in that kitchen. No matter how much she's vice president, but she wants to be that. That's my point. She knows that if I'm going to be hanging around the ladies in our family, I know I got to go back in that kitchen with all the other 15 ladies while we're chopping it up and gossiping and cooking food. I bet you the vice president of Colombia can cook way better than Kamala Harris. I bet you she can do that.
Oh, no doubt.
And we know that Kamala is East Indian, but the one thing is about Kamala Harris is that she was raised westernized. So therefore, the celebration of her feminine side is not there because she was raised in America. The fact that to support her man and encourage her man or the men in her family is not there because she was raised in America. So you could take two female black vice presidents and one of them still understands no matter how feminine I am, there's still a family dynamic that I got to deal with once I'm no longer vice president. And do you have another one that will still be ultra feminine, ultra masculine, long after her vice presidency is over, talking about Kamala Harris compared to the vice president of Colombia. And that goes back to them appreciating themselves as being women, feminine, and they appreciate the men being masculine. And if anything, and I know in the short time that Austin was there, he noticed that when it comes to manhood, and if you're going to be in Colombia or Brazil for a certain amount of time, you're expected to walk in your manhood. You are this is part of the makeup. You can't go to South America and then all of a sudden, well, I want to be a wimp. I want to be soft. I want to be no, because they're going to be looking at you like, what are you doing? You be a man about yourself, dude. What are you doing? And even if they are, because men put men in check in South America. If you're not walking in your manhood, you let your woman run all over you and things like that. And they're looking at you as an oddball. So at the end of the day, your masculinity is celebrated just as much as her femininity is celebrated in South America. There is no guessing what the gender is. These countries, like most major countries in the world outside the West, are defined when it comes to their masculine and feminine roles, and they really aren't ready to change that. They really celebrate it by way of their families.
No doubt. You know, Brandon Clark said, I'm in Medellin, Colombia. Understand that all the traditional benefits of foreign women will start to erode if you keep spending your money on them monthly. I'm seeing more and more chicas at the Western Union. Awesome, break that down, man. You were recently in Medellin, and we talk about simps going to Colombia and Brazil, messing up the ecosystem, instead of making women earn it. Because in behavioral science or behavior modification, you have to earn what you get. In a healthy relationship, the man benefits and the woman benefits. We call it positive reinforcement, where you benefit, he benefits. But Austin, talk about that, man. Talk about the irony of Western men going to these countries and being simps, and they're casting their pearls to women that have not earned the dubious distinction of getting those resources from those men.
Well, I'm going to start and say this. When I catch those men, I'm exposing them. And I've said that on my live. I'm exposing every single one of them. The chicks that I've interviewed from Brazil that I won't do this again either. I won't tag their Instagrams either, because in the chat, I don't know if y'all seen the last interview with the Brazilian chick I did, but in the chat, they're already saying, what's her Cash App? And I'm like, what do you mean, what's her Cash App? Well, they don't have Cash App, first of all, but are you really taking that same behavior down? The entire content is to show you that you can get away from that behavior, and you're losing your mind about to have a heart attack by a chick that's 5,000 miles away. You're already trying to send her money because she exists. So I told both of those chicks, if you ever have anybody DMs that screenshot and show it to me, I'm going to expose all of them. Because I'm going to deter as much of that as I can. Because I do not want to be part of the reason that makes it down there too. It's going to make it down there no matter what. You're going to have some dudes that are just simps, but some dudes just have they'll never understand female nature. But I'm going to deter as much of that as I can.
Yeah, no doubt. I totally agree with you, Dre, and I'm sure you've seen this as well. Shout out to my man Dreams in Action. He said, Kosher, Andre, Austin, keep empowering and educating. I appreciate the content supported to the men as well. As a veteran, I'm looking forward to retiring as a major and continue to travel. Passport stamp, no doubt. And that's a deal, right? I appreciate it.
That's a deal, right?
Dreams in Action.
That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right?
Sticker. And also shout out to Top Gun. Top Gun said this. He said, during my visit, I'll encounter a man that was down on his luck. Guess where his woman and children were? Right by his side. You may proceed. And that goes on, Dre, because is it safe to say that they don't have the government expenditures like they have here in America? And I think that's why it's so important, Dre and Austin, that men do have a certain level of decorum about themselves, and they don't cast their pearls to women that have not earned it. You got to make a woman earn your money. As a licensed therapist, it's antithetical to behavior modification if you give a woman everything without making her earn it. She has to earn it. Because see, in the clinical world, we talk about something called positive homeostasis, and it's a term used in science, and also negative homeostasis. Positive means that the issue is there. Negative means you don't see it anymore. And that's why, Dre, I think we need to probably do a show at some point, man, on what Western men need to know about foreign women before getting involved in relationships. And I'm sure you've probably done it more or less with some of your channels and some of your shows that you've done. But we're going to come back and do a comprehensive show, me, you, and Austin, especially you and Austin, and especially you because you're the general, you live there. But, the wounded warrior, the lack of ego fidelity. And I call it ego fidelity, meaning our women are not betraying us. What's wrong with the women in the West for betrayal of the black men, but yet they won't indenture servitude when it comes down to protection?
In all sincerity, from what I'm seeing is, and maybe Austin can attest to that even at a young age, men are spending more time betraying themselves than women have ever betrayed men. I'm going to repeat that. Men, because of our mindset and our behavior patterns, are betraying ourselves, even on monk mode. Just like Austin just said, he just showcased the young lady, and men were ready to betray themselves economically. Mm-hmm. Even though they're telling us, I'm on monk mode, I'm saving my money, I'm going to go to Brazil one day, I'm going to put it to the side. But as soon as they had the moment to betray themselves, they took advantage of it. Now, how men learn to betray themselves could be a different show. But men currently, from what I'm seeing from the outside looking in, I'm seeing more men doing damage to their own lives, and then they take that behavior, bring it to South America. That's why you have so many Western Union poppies. That's why you see women in front of Western Union, and you could be in front of Western Union, Colombia, with popcorn in hand. And I'm talking about it's going in and out. The hottest, most beautiful women going in and out of Western Union, get money from 5, 6, 7, 10 dudes per woman. She's getting money from these guys. And what does she do? Here's the part, Culture. This gonna bust your head. What does she do with the money? That's the question. Mm-hmm. She takes it to her Colombian.
Yes, sir. Man. Yes, sir. Say it again, man. Say it for the folks in the back that didn't hear you, Joe.
All you pimps, all you the self-destructive men with passports that are sending money to these women, for the most part, these women are your so-called Colombian or DR girlfriend and since you don't want to be masculine, we've already defined the fact that Colombian women or South American women enjoy their men being masculine because they can walk in their feminine. But since you don't want to be masculine, some male gonna be masculine in her life. So who gets the masculine title? Who gets the badge of masculinity? The boyfriend who you are sending that money to that girl, she's taking and spending on every other male but you. And so, because she know this, somehow, some way in these Western countries, men are self-destructive in their behavior. And all these women know all I got to do is show him 15% more of femininity than what the women are in the United States, and he'll unfold his pockets. Why? Because he has no confidence in himself. He doesn't believe in his masculinity. He's the most handsome man in the world. The black African-American man is the most handsome, most wanted, most desired man on the planet with a passport. And yet and still, since you don't know it, she knows all I got to do is show just 15% more femininity.
Yes, sir.
I can get you and 15 other American men to send me $50 Poppy, $100 Poppy, $75 Poppy every other week. And the man who's actually masculine and walking the true masculinity in her life is the boyfriend or the husband back home, and they're all living good with their 2 or 3 kids that she told you she didn't have any kids.
He said 2 or 3 kids. Shout out to my man James Turner. He said salute to Kosher and the All-Star panel. Go Africa. And I'm sure also at some point he might be traversing to Africa.
That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right?
But you know, also you're from the Lone Star State. The Lone Star State is where they have masculine men, but according to you, also where the women got bad pH. But you know, but Austin, was this last election, in your opinion, the Chucks and Pearls? Was it power flexing in your opinion? You know, the Chucks and Pearls. Was it power flexing on black men, black boys in your opinion? And if so, tell the audience why.
I have not paid attention when you said the last election with Chucks and Pearls. Can you elaborate more on that?
Yeah. So Chucks and Pearls actually comes from, so Kamala Harris is a AKA, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of folks, voted for Kamala. And no disrespect to the AKAs, by the way. I'm not trying to disrespect nobody, fraternity or sorority, but it appears, Austin, that they were more concerned about the token of power and their sororities than true power, which is unity between black men, black boys, black girls in the black community. And so Chucks and Pearls in my mind was power flexing. And if you don't know about it, don't worry about it. But what's your take on it? You know, when women say black girl magic, black girl rock, is that power flex in your opinion? Then Dre, I'm gonna give you the assist. I want you to take it and dunk it for me. But
what is black girl magic?
Oh, you never heard of it?
I've heard of it, but what is that? What magic is there?
I don't know what it is either. I heard of it, but
right. Well, I guess what they're trying to say is that, you know, black women are magical. They got the power. They're queens and melanin popping, and only they got to do is show up and they can get anything they want. I guess that's what I'm guesstimating. I've heard the term. Yeah. Say it again.
No, I'm agreeing. I think I understand now.
Yeah. So what's your take on it, Austin?
I don't really have a take on that because I don't think that's a real thing. Like black girl magic, you don't hear. Black women seem to be the only ones that have a lot of these terms that don't apply to anybody else. I don't have a take on that one. I think that's just foolish.
All right, Dre. What's your take on it, man? Was Chucks and Pearls power flexing? I think it was, but what's your take on it, Dre?
Don't know anything about Chucks and Pearls and could care less about women in the United States and what they're thinking. I love women in the United States. I love the United States itself, right. Family members, friends. But as far as their flexing as women, flex on, ladies. I could care less. I'm a black man with a passport. Do whatever you want to do within the borders of your country. And the men that's going to tolerate that, the Pookies and the Ray Rays, so be it. But the rest of us are too. And I mean it in all sincerity. You can't. The human brain does not focus on two things for the most part at the same time. I mean, we can walk at you bubblegum. One is conscious, one is subconscious. But for the most part, you're not going to focus on positive and negative at the same time. And so you have a choice. You can focus on what's going on in the United States, or you can prepare yourself for whatever exodus you plan, whether it be exodus for 6 months, 2 months, 60 years, whatever it may be. But you cannot focus. The number one thing that we notice that that media does, they put out distractions. And a lot of this stuff, the black girl magical, black girl rocks, all this is just media promoting distractions. It's our opportunity right now to focus on us as men to redevelop our mental behavior, to get rid of some of the lies and the myths that have been told to us about other countries and about ourselves, and to move forward. So I wish I could give you some no, I don't. I ain't gonna even lie. I don't wish I could give you some information on Black Girls Magic. So I don't know nothing about that, and anybody that I circle myself around can't tell you about that, because individuals such as, once again, back to what I mentioned before, individuals such as yourself and myself and Austin, we're looking at macro. We have no time to look at micro. And when you talk about Black Girl Magic and all that stuff, the reason why we don't know anything about it, because it is micro in the grand scheme of what we're trying to accomplish as Black men in this moment of time. We know this window is going to be small.
Right.
Let's take advantage of it. So I could care less and don't know, and I know even less about a lot of things that's going on in the States as far as what Black women are doing, what Black men are doing. All I care about is my job is to be here for them when they make the movement.
No doubt, no doubt. You know, Gregory Scotland said, Coach, look at how many Black men in these spaces attack SYSBM and Passport Brothers. They at times push Save the Black community more than Black men. They're expecting young Austin the young bull, man, you know, Austin young and stoic, to come back and save the Black community, Austin. You gonna save the Black community, Austin? Because they want you to save. They said, "Save yourself, Black."
Save him, Austin.
Save him. I was actually accused by a woman of separating the community even further.
Talk about that. Talk about that. Hold on. Let me put you on camera, Austin. Hold on. Talk about that, Austin. Go ahead.
It was actually a Brazilian woman living in. I believe she's living in Ireland now. I don't know how we know each other. We're friends on Facebook somehow, and she thinks that I'm doing the complete opposite of uniting the Black community in the United States. And none of my content is about specifically Black people. The problem is amongst the entire U.S. culture. So, I mean, the Black culture is already separated. I mean, if you try to unite it, you get canceled. I mean, or you get, look at what happened to Kevin Samuels. So, there is no reuniting the Black community. You can just take the Black men that want the best for themselves and show them where the water is to drink.
Yeah. What's your take on this SY Save Yourself Black community? But in the meantime, shout out to my man Charles Moyo. Charles Moyo said that Black men have been leaving UK for Africa and Singapore for over 30 years and now marry and make families, no doubt. And I'm going to do a show tomorrow, guys, talking about a kosher patriarchy. It's going to be talking about at one time when you had strong men like Dr. King and you had strong men like Malcolm X, and you know, you have a lineage of Black Hebrews called the Limba and the Falasha. And they have what's called a kosher patriarchy. It's not going to happen here because the soil is too contaminated. But when it comes down to Kamala Harris, Dre, in your opinion, was Kamala Harris a token of power for Black women and also a token of power for the Black community? Because as you know, Dr. Dre talked about in this last election of bringing policies and coming together, bringing policies. And some of our women, or many of our women, saw themselves as an outside entity of the Black community, with the Black man being the leader. They wanted their own benefits outside of Black men because it was based on power. What do you say about that dimorphous thinking, Dre, in your opinion?
Well, when it comes to Kamala Harris, we all know that it's not uncommon in the United States. They've been doing this since affirmative action, using the Black woman as a token, whether it be hiring her because she's a woman and a person of color as a minority. So they don't have to have affirmative action to continue to do the actions of affirmative actions. I'll say that again. At one point in time, affirmative actions was like a policy that was instituted by states and governments. Now, affirmative action is a subconscious behavior that we have towards Black women. You can still hire more Black women, and they can still say, hey, look at what we're doing. Look what I can do. I'm helping the community. So when it comes to politics, are we really surprised that Kamala Harris was chosen as the first minority vice president compared to a guy that could have been a Black male, or Latin male could have been vice president? We're not surprised. I wouldn't even be surprised if the next person that's brought in, it's not surprising that they brought in another affirmative action Supreme Court justice. Everybody got fought against that was a white male that they wanted to be a Supreme Court justice. Every Black male got fought against. But when it came to the sister, They put their sister up there, and no matter how much people said they were for or against her, she ended up getting the black robe. Shout out to the sister. But at the end of the day, we all know that it's all about the resurgence and the continuation of affirmative action. Now let's end it with this. I could care less about what's going on once again in the United States. You guys will hear me parrot this for the next 30 years.
Right.
I could care less.
That's right.
For men like us on this panel to focus on the micro behavior that's taking on in the United States. I know we care because it impacts our families and it impacts our friends. I got you. But at the end of the day, anything that the United States did that was against what I believe in was motivation. When they brought Kamala in as a token, that was motivation to confirm for me to get my passport and get out of there. When Trump became president, I turned my television off and I continued to focus on content creators on YouTube that were moving to other countries, and I want to find out how to do that. All these things should be motivation for you. The fact that it costs over $300,000 to raise in the United States, they put the article out on August 5th, $300,000 to raise a child from the age of from birth to 17 in the United States, and in the next 5 years, it will be almost $325,000 to raise a child, over $13,000 a year to raise one child. What about you that have 3 kids? That just the kids alone, nothing else, $36,000 a year. And so they wonder why. So that's what I'm focusing on. There are so many micro things that are taking place: inflation, recession, not taking care of the elderly. The Social Security is about to run out in 2035.
Yes, sir.
The Medicare is running out in 2026. And then you still got other policies that are running out as well. Veterans are just getting their money right now to where they can get 100% of their medical needs and they're taken care of on a mass scale. To sit back and focus on all these micro issues when there's a bigger opportunity for us in another 190 other countries. I want you guys to take a moment to think about that. You don't have to give a damn about what's going on in the United States ever again in your life, other than family and friends. If they decide one day to turn the lights off in the United States, you're supposed to find out 3 weeks later. They turned the lights on in the United States? What happened? That's how I feel. I feel like how I feel about a Beyonce Grammy. When did Beyonce come out with an album? That's how much I could care less about the United States. Not that Beyonce got the Grammy, the fact I didn't even know that she came out with the album to get the Grammy.
Right.
That's the mindset that we should have, because this is bigger than just YouTube, bigger than just passports, bigger than Andre, but it is you and using your platform to get guys and women mentally prepared for this new migration of Black people around the world, because we always have been a migratory people. And so that's basically what I focus on. So when it comes to Kamala, when it comes to Beyonce, when it comes to Will Smith smacking people around, I don't have time for it. I really don't. I could care less. I live in another country, so that wouldn't even be fair for me to even give analysis on what's taking place in the country that I don't even live in.
No, I totally agree, man. And I think, we call in the old school putting your head down to the grindstone. And that's what austonhollemon has been doing. He just came back from Medellin. I was checking him out while I was at work. He just came back from there. OG Passport OG said, focus on learning a new language and reinventing yourself. Similar to what you're talking about, Dre. He said the world is bigger, pun intended, than the American women. Black women are 180 pounds, 7 pounds on average.
Yeah.
and so
a culture. You're going to be built like Barry Sanders or Emmitt Smith, whether Austin look at her or if he doesn't, whether you say something about her or whether you don't, or whether I say something about her or whether I don't. They can. When you sit back, you think about it, it wouldn't be fair to the audience to talk about or to even care about something that it's a minority around the world. Most of the world don't believe in body positivity. You are fat if you're fat. You are slim if you're slim. Only the United States and the West talk like that. Only the United States and the West talk about how gender roles have changed. Most of the world does not talk like that. You can't go to the Middle East and talk like that. You can't go up into Eastern Europe and talk like that, or even Western Europe. You can't go to southern parts of Africa or even eastern parts of Africa. You dang shit can't come to South America and talk about you don't know what gender roles are. You can't even go to Antarctica or the Arctic and talk to the Eskimos like that. Talk about she don't know what her gender is. Only in the United States, people are fooling you into thinking my gender is whatever I want to be. I could be a tree today, and tomorrow I can be a timber wolf. So only in the United States, people talk like that. Realize this: the United States mindset is not the majority. Only in entertainment and sports. I'm going to say this again. The mindset that most people get from the United States only works in entertainment. Oh yeah, clothing and hip hop and all that stuff and music. Yes, we have an impact on that. Movies, yes, we have an impact on that. But once the movies are off and the music is gone, the United States has very, very little impact on the rest of the world, outside of maybe trying to start somebody's an attack on somebody. But other than that, United States is not as powerful around the world as you are and as I have been fooled to think. And once you live outside the United States, you start to realize it is not as powerful as you think it is. It does not have the freedom. The United States ranked number 14 in the world for freedom of speech, not number 1. United States doesn't even rank number 1 in the world for Wi-Fi. And so, so when you sit back, you see these things when the United States ranks number 37 in the world for medical needs, when Colombia ranks number 17, you start to realize I could give less than a dang. I thought my fat girl called the United States was it. I thought she was sexy and curvy, and that was my boo. Until I left the United States and I went to the prime called other countries. And once you go to other countries, you start to be able to see the fact that, wait a minute. So every other country girls don't look like this. They aren't 70% obesity. They aren't all hooked on Coca-Cola and slushes and all type of mess. You mean I can actually get a woman that can go to the gym with me and be my gym partner? You mean I can get a hot meal from a woman? I can actually sit back and get a woman that's going to support my dreams, my vision. All I got to do is grab a $135 passport and a $200 ticket, and I can go to another country that's going to introduce me to something new. And so that's what it's all about. It's about the macro. These micro moments in the United States are going to happen long after Andre is gone, long after all of us are gone. And the only one that probably be left is Austin. And he'll realize that Andre was right. 30 years ago, Andre said that the United States is going to always have some mess going on. So let's not focus on that. Let's focus on the big picture. Right. Brothers into the lives that they deserve to have.
Right. Gail Nelson said that Kamala Harris is in the top 1% income of the world, the U.S. in the world, but somehow is labeled a minority. She's an East Indian mostly and rejected her Jamaican side until it was election time. And that's what I mean, Andre. There's a term that I created called dimorphism, or not. Well, I used it. I don't know if I created it by myself, but I thought about dimorphism. And it basically means, Dre, it's a diversion of thought. You know, a lot of our women, when they come down to power, they'll swing to the left. When they come down to servitude, Dre, they swing to the right. So when they come down to power, keep the black man down, and we're going to focus on women and girls, black girl magic, black girl rock. But when it come down to servitude, then Austin need to come back and save the community. Dre need to save the community. I need to save the community.
Save them.
Yeah, they need to take their resources and their times and save a community, Dre and Austin. They didn't give a damn about them. You know, I have 3 degrees, man. I was hustling for years and I never got celebrated. They never celebrated me. If anything, they fought against me because sadly, some of our women see our men as their enemy instead of seeing their men as their ally, because it's about power. Frederick Douglass said it better than me. He said that power, it never conceded to anything without a struggle, Dre and Austin. It never have and it never will. It never conceded. And that's why this passports and pearl hashtag that I created is so powerful. Now men are beginning to take their power back. They're taking their power back. And it's causing a lot of consternation, Dre and Austin, in the world. They don't like it. They don't like the fact that black men are not put on a shelf. They're not placed on a shelf and utilized for some women when it's time for them to hit the buzzer at the last minute after they had all their fun. Meaning they gave all their virtue to Raekwon the Man for free. You know, they had the fun. You know, like Austin said, they messed the pH up. And then all of a sudden, you know, they want a top tier man. They want Austin to come back and serve the community and be a stalwart for the community. But you know, Austin's about 6 feet tall. He's handsome. He's physically fit. But this young man said, you know, even when he gave his best, it was never good. And it sounds like to me that men by nature are very traditional. We are traditional by nature. But a lot of times in this world, our women are not traditional, Austin and Dre. They want to be traditional only when it benefits them. And many times, Dre, it's for resources, attention, time, security, and settlement. And the only thing they're going to give you is sex that they gave to Raekwon the Man for free. I'm going to show you something, but before I show it to you, what do you think about the dimorphic thinking, man, and a lot of our women, man? Why is that so prevalent? And do you think it's because it's a matriarchy?
You asking me or Austin?
I'm asking you.
Oh, in all sincerity, I think in two parts. In all sincerity, I think that because a lot of men, I think because a lot of women decide to have babies by Pookies and Ray Rays instead of men of responsibility. Statistically, Pookie and Ray Ray is usually the ones that's having most of the kids. That's why they got 8, 9, 10 baby mamas. And that's not far-fetched for me to say that. Pookie and Ray Ray will leave them. So now they got to step into almost a masculine/feminine role. But the reason why they had to step into that role because they did not decide to have babies by individuals such as we are. They subconsciously accepted the dramatic fatherhood of Pookie and Ray Ray. So now the women through all these years have had to say, you know, I had to be the mama and the daddy, and which is impossible that a woman could be a father. You could be a mother that's giving great moral standards, but you cannot make a man. I repeat that. A woman cannot make a male into a man. That's why we've got so many males in the United States, but not enough men. And so at the end of the day, what ended up happening is, okay, they raised the kids. Mother's Day is the greatest day of all time mindset and so forth. I can understand that. But then they took it from, I had to do what I had to do for my family. And they took that mindset and that masculinity into the workplace. So now the white dude who cannot step up and talk to some of his employees with that grit or that bombastic or that direct masculinity, they hired the black woman. Mm-hmm. She's ultra masculine. I'll have her be the manager. I'll have her be the watchdog over this company. So a lot of black women are getting raises and promotions, and they're thinking it's because you work hard. No, boo, it's because you're so masculine. You're more masculine than a white male, and the white male figure I can make money off of you managing my team. Therefore, it's a win-win for him. I get the minority female, she's a black female, and she comes with masculine energy, so I could be the soft white man who I usually am, but I could be this dogmatic black woman. And so that's the sad part. That's why it's so prevalent, because it's profitable. I'm going to say that again, Kosher. Mm-hmm. It's prevalent for black women and white women and Latin women in the United States to walk in their masculinity because it is a profitability in it.
Right.
Women, single mothers felt like walking her masculinity was profitable to raise a family. Businesses take it because it's profitable to have a woman that has a form of strong masculinity as the face of the company, while I'm, in my Ivy Tower being the soft white dude, I've got these harsh, angry, bitter women that are managing my company. So everybody's winning as far as profitability, and the only person that's losing out the only people that are losing out are the young children that are coming down the turnpike because mom's so masculine, dad's not around because he's not going to take it, and or he's a Pookie. That's why most women are having babies by Pookies, or the fact that the other person that loses out are the males. That's why you have so many white males now are saying we're tired of these masculine women. Right. And it's not just black women now. It's women in the United States across the board that's coming with this ultra masculinity. If you don't accept me, I need 6 figures with 6 feet. He had to have more than 6 inches, and he needs to have a 6-pack. It's not just black women saying that. It's many women, not most, but many women in the United States living in that dynamic, and culture can already attest. And Austin also, as guys that over 6 feet, there's only 14% of us in the world over 6 feet.
Right.
So for women to sit back and say they all want a 6-footer, that means they're telling all the guys that are 5'11" on down, you ain't got a chance.
You ain't got a chance, right?
Get your passport.
I totally agree, man. You're 1,000% correct. I mean, I'm about 6'6" in shoes. You 6'3", also about 6'6", 6'1", 6 feet, I think. But it's crazy, man. You know, because the relationship capitalism. Shout out to my man Peaceful Life, but the relationship inflation is absurd. I'm going to show you guys something real quick. Show you guys a clip. I want Austin. He's a young buck. Let him break it down with me. But we're going to break down a couple of these clips, guys, real quick. Hold tight. And y'all can start laughing. I know Austin going to laugh, but hold tight.
Drum rolls.
Hold on. This is a clip, guys. Fair use. But Dre and Austin, this is hypocrisy that we see now in America. For so long, you got these goofballs on YouTube trying to, disrespecting this young man, have disrespected you, disrespected me too, which is funny to me. I don't care about stupid stuff like that, as long as you stay in your place, and as long as you don't get in my face, because you can talk all you want to, but if you get in my face, you're going to get your face rearranged. But Dre, I said before in the past that when it comes down to this movement, black women were getting their backs blown out back in the 80s with how Stella got a groove back. Mm-hmm. These bad-shaped white women been going to Britain and Gambia and Kenya and Jamaica for years, dealing with black men, poor black men in those countries. And white men been just killing the game. They've been going to Thailand, Philippines, Africa, just going to India, everywhere. Nothing but sad. But all of a sudden, when Austonhollemon said, I'm sick of dating here in America because I deserve a better woman. I'm well accomplished. He's made 6 figures. Many would say he's a handsome man, got model looks. He's struggling to find the kind of woman that he wants. And all of a sudden, you got these goofballs that got other men phalluses in their mouths. I wonder about what men are doing with their private parts. And it's weird to me, Dre. I never understood it, because I've always said what men do with their bodies or their money is between them and God. If you fornicate, you got to answer to God for that. I ain't got nothing to do with that. It's between you and your creator. But I'm going to show you guys something. I'm going to show you guys the blatant hypocrisy that's so prevalent here in America. Hold tight.
They're in the hunt for drum rolls. They are in the hunt for some BBC. Oh, yeah, sorry. BBC News. Okay, let's continue reading the thing. They say Gambia has been a heaven for older women seeking a lover or a partner for many years. And the sex tourism in Gambia has been booming since the 1990s. As you could see now,
They said Dre and Austin that they want the BBC, man. And they ain't talking about British Broadcasting Network. They said they want, are they getting jealous, Dre? Because somebody said Dre, the reason why they get mad because they said black men in general. We know all black men ain't packing like that, but they said they don't want black men sharing the BBC, man. They said the BBC is like that Wakanda fruit on Black Panther. Once they get some of that BBC, they'll say Wakanda forever. And they don't want nobody getting on that BBC. I'm Dre and Austin. But I'm going to ask Austin a question. Austin, you've been to Colombia and, you've been to Brazil as well. And I've heard guys tell me, they said, the women say the American black men are phenomenal in bed. And they said they can lay that wood. What have you heard, Austin, from that, bro? What have you heard?
I heard the same thing. I've even seen videos on Zoe Barber, what is his name? Zoe World Barber, where he had a Brazilian chick on Copacabana. The first thing she said before she got off the camera was, I like black men. She went like this. So they know. But I'm about to go to Thailand, and I know that they know about it out there too, so.
Okay, so Dre, what's your take on it, man? Because they used to call you Jack the Ripper, man. You used to kill him back in Detroit.
Oh, yeah, Dre the Ripper back in the day. But it is. It's not just the. We are the most physically desired men in the world. That's a given. women already know that right now they're making a little bit more money, so now white women can explore. They don't. And this is the other thing. White women can explore in these other countries in DR and in Gambia for one reason. Because the West.
Hold on, Dre. I'm sorry. Because Gail said I heard that's how racism started. That BBC. That's a good one, Gail. Go ahead, Dre. I'm sorry, man. I apologize. Go ahead.
Because while they're in the West, while they're in the UK, while they're in the United States, while they're in Canada, while the few of them that are white Americans that are living in Mexico, and they travel to these locations, I'm gonna tell you the truth. They don't have to worry about what a white male has to say when they're in those locations. These women know that if I get with a black dude in the States, I got to listen to what my white counterparts and co-workers and my parents and family members got to say. I've always been attracted to black men, but I know society in the West puts a stigma on it. So now these women are actually saying, hey, I'm making a few extra dollars. I'm going to live out the life that I want to live, and it may have to be in another country. And even if it's only on a physical scale that they see us as benefits or dreams or whatever it may be, it's the fact that a lot of now I'm not saying that there aren't white women in the United States that are dating black guys. Mm-hmm. What I'm saying is that there are a lot of women, and you notice that it's older women that were younger during that era when it was taboo to be interracial. See, Austin's era, it's all good. My era, I wasn't meeting her daddy. My first girlfriend was white. Never met her daddy because she already knew what's going to take place.
Right.
So a lot of these women that were raised during my era and a little bit younger in their 40s and probably late 30s, they finally can feel free to be with whoever they want as long as they're using a passport. And so I don't put those ladies down. Go after what you want if that's what you desire. It's kind of funny that Gambia is saying that's been going on since the 90s. Y'all been coming over here being nasty. But the fact of the matter remains, sisters are doing the same thing. They're coming down here and they're spending that money on these Afro-Colombian brothers down here. There are women sisters that go into Brazil. There are sisters that go into Portugal and being with the African brothers over there. They're shooting over to Spain and going to Madrid and messing with the Spaniard brothers over there. It's not just white women. There are a lot of black women that are stacking that money and still doing the Stella Got Her Groove back. Mm-hmm. And that movie is over 25 years old. And at the end of the day, At the end of the day, black women, just like white women, are doing the exact same thing that black men are doing, except for one thing. I'm gonna say what it is. Black men and I say black men. The biggest problem, one of the biggest problems I see with black men when it comes to the passport movement versus black women and other women and white men, black men talk too damn much.
Talk about that.
You dudes, I always say this on my channel. You better not run for president. You better not become the city alderman. You better not even try to be the head of your union. I've got so much video and pictures and footage of y'all stuck in my phone because you share all your business. You talk too much. Black men are using social media to put all their photos out on who you pay for. Like you're going to always be Austin's age. And you'll never mature to some of y'all want to be politicians and senators. And some of y'all want to run for mayor. And some of y'all want to write books and do book tours. Some of y'all want to become famous. I got so much footage on y'all. I plan on doing blackmailing all y'all. I got thousands and thousands and thousands of videos and photos of black men talking too damn much. That's the difference between black women. They ain't putting all their business out there, even if they're doing the same thing. White women, they ain't putting their business out there. White men, they ain't putting their business out there like that. You know that they doing it. You know what's going on. But black men acting like they ain't never had nothing. You know how your mom used to say, boy, see, you act like you ain't never had nothing before. That's the problem with black men. Everybody got a piece of our footage. Everybody hearing us, they can't tell the difference between if a person is fell in love as a black man with somebody in Brazil sincerely or a brother that's paying for play. They can't tell the difference because so much false or phony information has been sent out by us as black men into WhatsApp groups into Facebook groups.
That's true.
Into Discords, and we show pay for play, party girls, pay for play. And so when a guy meets a real woman, he is either you got lucky or it's far fetched or it's that can't be real. She has to be pay for play because we talk too damn much about everything. Everything ain't to be told. One thing the person can say about me, even when I first came to South America and I was doing the brothel things and I was going to strip clubs like a lot of you guys, ain't nobody got no footage of that. Nobody got no photos. Can't nobody scroll through their phone and see I found Andre with her, and no footage. I know how to shut the heck up. A lot of black men don't know how to shut up, and that's why the stereotype of us passport brothers continue to grow, because these women have found footage or receipts of us because we're putting it out there, not because the women are doing it. And that's one of the biggest problems. We need to start shutting the hell up and stop sharing all of our business with everybody. One photo of you and a girl will end up in 11 WhatsApp groups in less than 12 hours. Everybody got it.
Everybody got it.
One argument with a girl in DR will take you viral. On WorldStar. You didn't even record it. How the heck did you end up being viral on WorldStar and losing your job a month later because they said, we just don't allow this type of behavior with our company, so we're gonna have to let you go because you talk too much. Black men talk too damn much in the passport community, and that's what's hurting us.
Yeah, that's powerful, man. And what you're saying is true. You know, certain things you need to be clandestine about it. Also, what do you say about men sharing too much of their information when they're traveling abroad? What's your take on that from your experience, Austin?
Well, I learned my lesson about that at the very beginning. Luckily, it was at the very beginning of my YouTube. I still share a lot of information. I try not to. Well, I don't provide photos like I used to anymore because that's what I learned. It was probably like my third video, and I had a photo of each. I don't know what I was thinking, but I had a photo of each individual chick, and that came back to bite me like maybe a week later. I was getting a lot of threats, and so I was like, oh yeah, I won't do that again. So I definitely understand where he's coming from.
Yeah. I think you're like me, Austin. You're just very honest and transparent. But Dre is correct.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. I'm like you. I'm very honest, brutally honest, sometimes too honest. But Dre is right. He's 1,000% correct, because based on your occupation, based on what you're trying to do, you don't want to show too much of your hand, man. You know, some things this need to be between you and God, man. You know, sometimes you can't even tell your best friends. You just keep it to yourself, because you know sometimes when folks get in their feelings, they'll try to use it against you. And you know, I've always said that masculinity moves in silence, and you know, masculinity moves in silence. And that's something we all need to take heed to and learn. Dre, at one point, did you ever overshare, or you've always been a phantom?
I've always been a phantom. Always. I'll tell a story, but my stories are like 10, 20 years old when I tell a story. You know, the Dre of yesteryear. You know, the guy that survived the ship, the sinking of the ship, the one guy that survived. So I lived for the tale to be told type of guy. But as far as current events, my personal information, when I first came to Colombia, there's very few people that know the stories, the guys that I can trust and I can laugh and have a beer with about it, the Ace Lives, the Tailor-Made Dreams, a few guys that are down here who was there during when it took place. But as far as putting most of my business out there, no, nobody's got any footage or stories that they can point an arrow to, because the sad part is brothers like Austin are coming up in a cancel culture to where they can grab something from 10 years ago and impact Austin's life at 33, 34, 35.
Right.
See, me, they don't give. I'm 55. What they gonna come back when I'm 65 and say something I said something on YouTube at 55? They could care less about me. They gonna let me roll. But Austin gonna try to accomplish something like business structure or something that he tries to accomplish as far as the public is concerned, because he's developed into a completely different public figure. Now they want to take what he said at 23, what he said at 22, what he said at 24, and he lives in a culture that would try to cancel him out. So that's why I say to black men, you got to learn to shut the hell up. Because think about it. Even with what was the one guy that got caught in Florida and he hung himself? He was a multimillionaire. He was Trump's friend. He was he was a friend of Trump. He was a friend to a lot of other billionaires. He was a friend of Bill Clinton. He was the one that was shipping in all the young girls and flying them from around the world. And they captured him. This was a couple years ago.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Jeffrey Epstein. You see, when it came to white men, they had to do a dang criminal investigation to get some photos of white men. In other words, white men ain't telling nothing. You want to know what we doing? You got to do a criminal investigation to get some photos of white men. Black men ain't no investigation nowhere in sight. And all our business out there, all of it. I got photos and videos. You know what? I got so much information of y'all coming through my phone. I can't even open up my cell phone around my mother-in-law. My wife is so used to seeing y'all sending videos of y'all photos. She could walk up behind me and she know that, okay, another one of your boys has sent 50 videos of him paying for play, or he's showing more photos of him, he getting his booty licked, or whatever it may be. Dudes talk too much in the black community. That is that feminine energy that we picked up in the States, and that goes back to what culture is trying to accomplish, what Austin is trying to accomplish, and what I'm trying to accomplish. Men, get your mindset right before you start using your passport on a regular basis, because if you don't get it right, it's going to come back to haunt you or hurt you.
Right.
Repeat that. Get your mindset right so you don't become the Western Union poppy. Get your mindset right so you're not that dude that's sharing all your information.
Yes, sir.
Get your mindset right so when you go to another country, you don't make mistakes and then end up being the guy that's got scopamine. Because you got your mindset right before you left the state. And that's why Culture has his consultations to help us get our mind right before we start making these major moves with passports.
No doubt, man. I agree with you 1,000%. I want to show you guys something real quick, finish this conversation. Hold tight. I want you guys to finish listening to this. Hold tight.
We are bonamos. You can see it's happening there. Walks in the beach, Gambia, and BBC News, and yes, we are born. You can see that it's nice there. It's nice. Umlungu kazi. Nepapalaza you sing yourself Gambia. It's different. It's just that thing. I funny. It's not the same like the other ones. She's relaxed, elevating the legs with them sunnies spreads.
A decade ago, it was. That's why we gotta talk to white women, because y'all black women are not submissive. Y'all is masculine and whatever the fuck as they say. And then they went and they talked to the white women, and they did the same thing to them that they did to us. They damaged them, turned them into fucking low-hanging fruits. They give them biracial kids that they don't even know what to do with. I'm not disrespecting any white woman or anybody. I'm just saying that. I am just telling a story. So now that the white women have caught on that they're not a prize, men, they're just looking for these women that they feel like is not going to challenge them. So now that the white woman is onto them, they say, that's why we're getting passports. Please, all of y'all, get them. Not only that, the women overseas don't want y'all. Well, us here don't want y'all either.
All right, Dre and Austin, you know, Dre talks about it, and Austin talks about it all the time. But, you know, Dre, you talked about it again, man. You're talking about that macro versus micro thinking, where they always, what we call it catastrophizing the clinical world, which is a thinking error, or magnification. And you hear this woman always taking the worst of the black men and equivocating it to all black men. You're getting these white women pregnant. Y'all don't want a woman that's going to challenge you. What's up with that, guys? What's up with that very rebellious, cantankerous thinking, in your opinion? Starting with Austin, you know, the fact that they always take the worst of black men and paint a broad stroke and say all black men are like that. What's up with that, Austin, in your opinion, based on what you've seen and heard?
Well, that's because the worst of black men are the only ones that are visible to them.
Say it one more time for the ones in the back, man, because that's a powerful point. Say it again, Austin.
The worst of black men are the only ones that are visible to them. Like the data has shown, it's so many men, a small number of men getting the majority of women pregnant. That explains, I mean, yeah, that's all she sees because that's all they pick, literally.
Yeah, it's true. Hold tight. Shout out to my man, God's Hitman, for that $2 super chat. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. But Drake, what's wrong with this woman, man? The vitriol, the overgeneralization. Austin was correct. He said that the average man is invisible and only the worst or the bad boy, Raekwon, the man, is visible to a lot of women. What's your take on that, Drake?
He's 100% correct. I actually wrote down the same thing. They date who they see. If I sat back and I said, you know what, I'm going to buy a new car, and we've all been there. I'm going to buy a apple green car, apple green, rare color. Once I buy that car, all of a sudden I start noticing all the apple green cars that's on the road. I'm all of a sudden noticing, oh my God, I didn't realize it was this many people that had an apple green car. Same thing it is when it comes to, in other words, the human brain only focuses on what you desire to focus on. So these ladies are only focusing on the type of men and she's speaking from a subconscious behavior. The same men she's talking about as far as getting passports is the same men that put a baby up in her. The same man that sat back and went in her wallet and took $50 out. The same man that popped upside her head when she had something crazy to say. The same man that sat back and said, no, you can't meet my mama. No, I'm not going to church with you. No, I'm not your man. I'm your friend. These are the same ones. No, you're not my first baby mama. These are the same ones that are saying, no, I'm not going to marry you. I'm not planning to get married anytime at all. The ones that these women are drawn to, they are dating. This is their green car, in other words. That's all they notice. So all the other good men, the brain works like that. You're not going to notice them. Same thing with the yellow car. If I buy a yellow car, I'll notice all the yellow cars that are on the road. But until I buy one, I might see one here, see one there. It's a subconscious behavior of the human brain, the human dynamic. And so if she only has been dating or dealing with or was raised in a family with Pookies and Ray-Rays in her community as well, guess who she's going to notice getting passports? Not guys like Austin, not guys like you, Kosher, not guys like me. She's going to notice her green cars that she grew up with. The Pookies got a passport. The Ray-Rays got a passport. The Pookies were dating, in the scenario that she was talking about, were dating white women or other cultures. She's not talking about guys like us that have dated women of other cultures and were respected in their communities. Oh no, she's talking about the dude that went over there with half his head braided and half of it faded. I know sometime Austin has seen some dudes walk in the barbershop like, what the hell you want me to do with that haircut or hairstyle? At the same time, you want me to put what in your hair? What color? Pink and what? That generation she's talking about, those groups of dudes, not a dude with a regular DC taper, nice fade in the back, got a nice head of hair on top, such as our brother Austin, or guys like us that have the respectful salt and pepper look. Not us. She's not talking about us. She's not talking to us. She's talking about the men in her community that she grew up with, and the ones that put babies deep up in her, and the same ones that kicked her to the curb, the same ones that said, you about to have a threesome with me and my boy. Those are the men that she's talking about that got her feeling so hurt. And it's the same thing that most women in the United States are doing. They're swinging the pendulum to the extreme.
To the extreme, right.
Trying to put all of us in a bundle, and they know better, but they still try to do it anyway. All you guys want is this. I'm married 3 years deep, been with my wife 5 years, and yet still they bundle me with the paper play guys. So at the end of the day, it's just their subconscious behavior towards the yellow car or the green car. In other words, all they see is what they'd always seen, and they will never see good men like these men on this panel.
No doubt. Shout out to our caller, Roberta Flack, and Scorpio season. Shout out to my dear friend, Gil, at night.
Yeah, that is Roberta Flack.
Yeah, that's Roberta Flack. She said they need to ask themselves while they're in the same room with these Pookies, it's because the feathers of the same bird. And Gil is right, and I agree with that. And Joe, I want you to elaborate on that. But in the meantime, guys, you guys are doing an awesome job. but we're lagging on those likes. So the robot is cussing me out, man. He just sent me a text. Guys, I need you to hit the like button, get those likes up. Let's do it for Mr. Android. Yeah, destroy that like button. But in the meantime, I'm going to finish playing this clip, guys. You guys are doing an awesome job. And Dre, thank you. And also thank you, brothers, for tuning in because I believe in this movement, the green pill movement. I believe, and what Austonhollemon said, it's that bad. And I think, Dre, sometimes we tend to minimize it because you've been married for 5 years. I've been married for 26. If I was a single man in the game again, I probably won't look at a lot of these chicks. But let's finish these clips because it's making a lot of sense. Hold tight.
New at 6, women of all walks of life are celebrating the inauguration of the first woman
vice
president of the United States. Local women are posting selfies of them sporting Vice President Kamala Harris's signature look. NBC 15's Justin Moore talked to some Mobile women about the glass ceiling Harris just shattered. Justin?
Yeah, Kim, this was a huge day for women, especially black women, no matter what political party they are affiliated with. Hashtag Chucks and Pearls could be seen all across social media today.
Got my chucks.
Women and little girls post.
What you are all about to be part of is a historic moment of firsts. Our first African-American, Asian-American woman vice president. I, Kamala Davy Harris, do solemnly swear. This land is your land. I will support and defend the Constitution. This land is mine. I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I am about to enter. So help me God.
From her sorority sisters to her closest friends, Vice President Kamala Harris got nationwide support today.
Women across the country put on their chucks and pearls in her honor. Janelle Bluta explains what today means for them.
Wearing her signature pearl necklace and earrings, Kamala Harris was sworn in today, the first woman to ever.
All right, so Dre, Kamala Harris is an AKA. She's part of the Alpha Kappa Society. And a lot of folks gave her a lot of flack because they said she only talked about her blackness when it was time for election. But all too often, Dre and Austin, we fall prey for the hype. Some of these liberal politicians, the only thing they got to do is sing hymns and, group all black people in the same poll and, talk about hot sauce and chicken and collard greens. They give the same old tired tropes over and over and over and over and over again. And the reason why I said, Dre, that the whole passport, chucks and pearls was the proclamation of power where some of our women, not all, but some of our women were flexing as it relates to power. But you notice, Dre and Austin, you didn't see nothing in those pictures about empowering young black boys who are the warriors of our communities and also loving and honoring our men. Based on what you've seen, Austin, based on that short clip, why is it that men and boys are not honored and respected in America based on your opinion, your own opinion?
Well, like I always say, they just want to emasculate men because they want to reverse the roles.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Anything else?
No, I mean, that's pretty much the summary of that. I mean, I don't know what else to really tell you. It's just that's what I get. They want to emasculate men.
Okay. No problem. Cool. No doubt. Hold on for a minute. Shout out my man Tim Howe for that $5 super sticker. It's good for travelers to listen to brothers like this before traveling. No doubt. Dre and Austin are definitely seasoned travelers. I went to Brazil twice last year. I plan to be coming to Colombia at some point. I'm definitely moving silence when I do it. But I plan to come to Colombia at some point and chop it up with Dre and maybe even do a live show down there and just continue the conversation. But Dre, why is it, this whole chucks and pearls, in my mind, Dre was flexing the power, but what did you gather from that short clip, Dre, about the whole chucks and pearls?
I, in all sincerity, you have to let that be a moment of celebration for women. Women have historically, no matter what color or culture or creed, have always in the United States been on the back burner for the most part, except for maybe over the last 30 years. They dealt with hundreds of years of being treated inferior. So for them to have a moment to where women can celebrate womanhood, they let them have it. They've earned that right to celebrate womanhood. They didn't talk about anything masculine in that video. They didn't talk about how manly she is. They didn't even talk about the position. They just talked about wearing chucks and being girly with pearls. So with in that scale and how they presented it, I'm cool with that. I understand, ladies, do what you need to do. But based off of what you said as far as men not being celebrated in that moment, they shouldn't have been. This was sometimes it's a moment for women. It ain't about black women, ain't about black or white women. It wasn't the fact that she was East Indian, her little Jamaican. It was in that moment in time, it was about letting women celebrate their own. Because when we have our moment to celebrate as men, we don't want anything to interrupt that either. So I'm cool with the women celebrating in their moment. However, I do agree with you when it comes to black boys not being celebrated, if at all, in the United States outside of sports and entertainment. That I attest to, and I see that. And that's why it's so important to be a parent with a passport. What do I mean by that? Not only focusing on you getting a passport, but also making sure that if you're going to have a little man, make sure your little man's got a passport. Because when he gets of age, your mama not tripping, take him to locations like Dennis Sperling took both of his sons to DR, and they learned to do a lot of jujitsu and karate and had karate classes and get to know children of other languages. Or like the brother that was on the Facebook group who had just taken his brother, his 13-year-old son to Brazil. And the boy had a ball. And this is the cool part. He got to see in the prime years of his puberty the difference between 13-year-old, 14-year-old girls his age in the United States and 13 and 14-year-old girls in Brazil. I mean, you see the smile on this little man's face, and you know he's too young to focus on it from the sexual perspective like we as adults would, but he just was excited to see that he is celebrated as a man, a young man, by young women, even more than how he's probably being treated by young girls who's Miss Diva in the United States. So there is a time, and that goes back to the macro picture. So it is not our place to worry in a grand scheme of things if the United States is ever going to celebrate boys. Will they ever celebrate men? I don't give a damn. Just give me my passport and I'll take my son. I don't care if it's at 18, 20, I don't care if it's at 8. I'll take my son and my daughters to countries where they can see that black men are celebrated. The problem with black people in the United States, we're going to keep on waiting for white people to do something for us when all it is, it takes you get a passport and the rest of the world is already doing that for black people. I'm going to say that one more time. We as black people in the United States need to stop waiting for the United States to be the only threshold in which we go to be accepted or celebrated, when the rest of the world is waiting for you with open arms to celebrate your boyhood, your manhood, your masculinity, your complexion, your behavior patterns outside of sports and hip hop. And
right.
Make a worry about what they're doing.
Right. But see, Dre, I love you. You're my brother, but I'm gonna challenge your thought because you're a Libra and you look at things. You try to be fair and balanced. So I know where you're going there. That's that Libra analytical side of your brain, and I love you. You know I love you, my boy. But here's my problem with that, Dre. Historically, black men were seen as 3/5 human. Correct. There were many times, Dre, where the black woman, even during pre-antebellum slavery and post-antebellum slavery, she was allowed to get her education many times. The black man was the first one to get killed. He was the first one to get hung. Mm-hmm. My logic is this, Dre. We can't talk community enterprise when we celebrate and our women celebrate, but we don't talk about nothing about the warriors, which are our boys and men that have been commissioned to protect them. You can't talk about saving yourself, black community, when you minimize the importance of black boys and men. And Dre, I'm gonna say this. I don't remember a time succinctly, Dre, where black men in general or holistically have been celebrated at a level where they didn't have to earn it. men and women were muse of the same cause, black men and black women. We were muse together. And many times in the South, Dre, the black men in the South were farmers. And they will keep that third grade education, and they will sacrifice for their women and their community. And they'll tell the women, go ahead on, baby, you go into college and get that teacher's certificate and become a teacher for our people. But they stayed back and they took an L for the team. But see, I get a sense, Dre, when these neophytes talk about, empowerment of the community and saving the community and all this BS. But when it comes down to supporting and honoring the warriors of that community, you don't do nothing. You never do anything. And so I see it, Dre, as a flexing of power, because that's what it was. You said it succinctly earlier. They use our women as tokens because they see men as, many times black men as arbiters of taking away that power. So I got a problem with it because I don't want to see Austin give his pearls to swine. And I know you ain't going to give yours to swine because you're in Colombia. But there are some people here, Dre, back in purgatory. They're still in purgatory. And I do love the fact that you are very pragmatic because you're saying, listen, focus on what you can focus on and keep your head to the millstone and keep grinding. But in the meantime, Dre, to those that can't be led into freedom, then we got to give them respite until they can get the freedom. Do you see my point? We got to give them some level of respite until they get the freedom. Top Gun said, Femi, he said, who hurt you? He said, who hurt you? So yeah, Dre, it's about power, in my opinion. It's about the power differential. It's about the dimorphous thinking that we often see many times in our community. And I don't think, Dre, you see that in your community. You look so happy. You look young. I remember Dre told me he lost about, 60 pounds, Dre, or was it 30?
40. I've actually lost 40 pounds since I've been here in Colombia.
Dre's lost 40 pounds. Dre's 6'3". He was 260. Then Dre's 6'3" at 230 or 220, right?
Yep. Well, no, I'm actually like 225. I came in at 265.
265, right. And but Dre, in a nutshell, you don't see the brokenness when it comes down in relationships. Is it safe to say, in general, that the men lead and run their families in general?
In general, yeah. And don't get me wrong when I talk about not caring about what's going on in the United States as far as cultures or communities. I don't walk around with my head in the sand. My other channel is all about politics and what's going on when it comes to economics. So I'm fully aware of what's going on in the United States based off of the infrastructure. However, when it comes to what I'm seeing in other countries, let me put it like this. We can go up the hill the hard way, the climbing up, scratching or you can use equipment to get up that hill. When I come to these other countries, this form of masculinity that I'm seeing in every country that I go to, it's like somebody's giving me new equipment to make my masculinity better compared to the hard climb and scratching to become a man and be accepted as a man and as young men in the United States. You clawing, breaking nails to be accepted as a man and accepted and being accepted to, how can I word it? To be accepted as a person that wants to learn to walk in masculinity in the United States. It's not even hard to be a man in the United States. It's hard to even walk in your masculinity once you embrace that. It's like almost becoming a NASCAR driver, but nobody wants to, once you study it and once you learn it, nobody wants to give you the opportunity to drive a race car.
Right.
But you graduate your class with all A's. Mm-hmm. So in the United States, they're not going to teach you masculinity anymore. And if you do learn it by hook or crook, they are going to cancel you and tell you that masculinity is not something that's as important as other things, such as economics or such as womanhood and the LGBT community. Your masculinity is on the back burner. And all you need to do is get a passport, and actually your masculinity is not only accepted around the world in most countries, it is even taught on another level. So now you're not only a NASCAR driver that went to school to learn NASCAR. You go to other countries, they're not only letting you get in the car, now you're being trained by other NASCAR drivers other masculine men in the other countries, and now you become a better NASCAR driver. In other words, your masculinity is amplified because you become a Voltron connecting together with other masculine men, learning a piece of Brazilian masculinity, and a piece of Southeast Asia masculinity, a little bit of Africa masculinity. And then you put your American masculinity together, and now you Voltron it all together, and you have a form of masculinity that has never even existed in the United States because your masculinity growth and development took place from around the world, to whereas that scratching and clawing that y'all doing back in the States, trying to please accept me, please treat my sons right, all that, when all I got to do is get a pass. Y'all have fun with that. Y'all go ahead. I'm like Stokely Carmichael. Stokely Carmichael, who was the one that created the power fist, who created the term Black Power. What did Stokely do after all of that marching and getting hit by bricks and racism? He got a passport and he moved to the Caribbean.
I didn't know that.
What did Angela Davis do?
I didn't know that.
She got a passport and she moved to Central America. What did Martin Luther King and a lot of them were doing? They started using their passports and traveling to other locations. Even Malcolm, when he went to Mecca and other locations,
I see your point. I see your point. I see your point. I see your point.
Passports were prevalent for our civil rights leaders in the 60s and 70s, and changed their lives. How much more will passports change our lives?
I see your point. I see your point. You're saying it's almost like a nexus point. It's almost like a portal to a different world. Not saying that the next world is a perfect world, but I see your point. I think I saw a show where you were talking about all the different dignitaries that had passports. So that's an excellent point. Big Hawk Yonkers, a native, AKA your walkthrough for the $5. He says, brothers like y'all that inspired me to have my own YouTube channel. Thanks a lot and keep up the good work. SYSBM for life, no doubt. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Austin, one of the things that impressed me about you when you were on your merit rise, some people call you the new Kevin Samuels, even though I know you don't identify as that, but they would say that you're the Gen X, not the Gen X, the post-Y generation of Kevin Samuels. And, you talked about how difficult it was to find suitable women in your dating pool, and you kept giving women pearls, but they weren't deserving of it. In your last trip to Colombia, Austin, what did you learn about Colombian culture that was different than American / and also Brazilian culture? What did you learn about Colombian culture that took you to a whole nother level as it relates to femininity?
Well, anything is better than American culture, number one. But number two, like Andre told me, that I believe it was him that told me that Brazil is more party girls and Colombia is more wives. I definitely experienced it. I actually talked to him about this one chick I met, and I was throwing up, and she was rubbing. She was almost burping me like a baby. I'm on the toilet, and she's rubbing on my back, wrap me in a towel. Baby, can I get you some water? It's gonna be okay. Don't move until you finish throwing up.
Right. I was listening to that.
And then, well, I'm not gonna get into that much detail, but it was a different level of experience. And actually, the entire first hour of this live stream, she'll just sit there and just watch me like on FaceTime and not say nothing the whole time. And I was like, "You're not getting bored?" She's like, "No, I just enjoy watching you."
Oh wow, are you serious?
Yeah. Never American.
Right. Let me ask you a question. Because I know you're very passionate and you're a nurturer at heart. What does that do to your psyche, man? To be in the presence of such a nurturing, passionate woman. What does that do to your psyche, man?
Well, I've said this before. Whenever I'm around masculine women, I don't feel the need to protect them. I feel they can protect themselves. When they're masculine, right? I'd protect my homeboy if he was getting hurt, but I'm not going to jump in front of the bullet. He's a man. These women behave like men here. They can jump in front of the bullet. But when I'm around feminine women, like the women I met in South America, I'm on guard about nothing. I'm just in defense just automatically about that. Not insecure. I'm just saying I'm ready to protect them. I'm ready to provide for them my gender role, but not for American women.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Shout out to my man Passport OG for that $2 and $50 pound. I appreciate it. I'm gonna finish the guys. Let y'all guys listen to this. This is a good show. I got some more good stuff I want to show you guys. And Dre, you seemed frustrated 3 I think Austin has seen it too. We're going to talk about that in a minute. And guys, go check out Dre tomorrow. He's going to have my dear friend in an interview tomorrow, I believe, with Al Grease. I was in the movie with Al Grease, Me Guapo, and a couple other content creators. But guys, go check out Dre tomorrow. He's going to have a good interview with Al Grease. Go check that out. But in the meantime, I'm going to finish playing this clip, guys, and we're going to keep breaking this stuff down. Hold on.
I just want this to be a soft landing spot for the women who are upset that the passport bros are going other places to get a woman. I know she said that she's crying and then she puts these little laugh emojis, but I know that she's hurting inside. So this spot, this TikTok page is for you guys. If the passport bros are leaving and you are lonely, come to this page. We will smile and laugh. Good morning. I am here for all of us. Let's be a support system, because the passport bros, they're leaving us.
Yeah, I'm on parole and I got a passport. I ain't playing no motherfucking game. And I'm icy in my passport too. Talking about, and I got the chains on. I'm going to Jamaica. I'm going to Africa. I'm going into that.
I told you, countries that'll make you leave.
So is it safe to say, Austin, that black women keep each other single, man? Is that fair to say, Austin, and then to Dre? Because Dre's a scholar, man.
Yes.
But is it safe to say, Austin, that black women, or women in general, I'm not going to say black women, is it safe to say women in general, American women, keep each other single based on their lack of understanding of what men want, in your opinion?
Yes, they've always kept women, single women in the United States have always kept other women single. That's why you don't bring your foreign wife back here.
What's your take on that, Dre?
He's absolutely correct. Single women keep women single. Man, I mean, I can't even add too much to that. We've seen it when we're going to the clubs, and you may have a young lady that you're interested in. She's interested in you, and then her girlfriend would say, well, girl, we came together. We gonna leave together. We all have heard that many a times. How many times have side women called a woman from getting some good sex on the night where she wants to just, she ain't had sex in 3-4 months. She been working hard, and she go out with her girlfriends. She meet a dude like us, and she can't get no sex because a girlfriend can't get no sex. How many times have we said that, to the point that where we created something called the wingman? The wingman is the dude that distracts the ugly girl or the unwanted girl or the fat girl from distracting the girl that was supposed to have a good evening with the good guy that she just met. The wingman comes along to the rescue, distracts her with her unwanted tale, so that this guy and the young lady that he met can go off and enjoy themselves. That's because women keep women single, not men. The arch enemy to most women are in the mirror. They look, your arch enemy ladies look just like you. She dresses like you. She walks like you. She talks like you. The person that's going to have you in a nursing home by yourself, licking or listen or patting on a therapy dog in a nursing home is the woman that looks just like you. The person that's going to have you sitting back and lonely with all your 5-bedroom house in Atlanta looks just like you. If I would recommend anything to women, get rid of 90% of the people that you claim that's your girlfriends, and I bet you won't be single much longer.
Well, what's your take on the Austin already answered. Real quick, Drake, this soft girl era, we're going to talk about that in a minute. Austin, get ready. We're going to talk about the soft girl era. I call it, Dre and Austin, the salt girl era. And this is what I mean by it, Dre. You grew up in church like I did. And true to Lot's wife, when Lot was trying to lead out of the wilderness, she turned back and she turned to a pillar of salt because her heart wasn't right. And just like these women that are part of this salt girl movement, Austin and Dre, their heart is not right. They're really just bitter women masquerading as women of virtue to get your resources, your attention, your time, security, and settlement. And they're going to give you sex. They gave the Raekwon the Man for free. And like Austin said, they got bad pH. And so, they're salty women. They're not repentant women. They don't believe in masculinity. They don't believe in service. You know, I was listening to this young man saying that he paid all the bills at one point. You know, he took girls out on dinner dates and stuff, and he said, "You can't sweep the floor for me." And see, they counted robbery, Dre and Austin, just to do things that your grandmother and your great-great-grandmother and maybe even your mother just did for free. They just did it because they just believe in taking care of their man. But there's a shift, Dre, coming. There's a shift coming with this soft girl era. There's a shift coming. And, you know, some going to masquerade into angels of light because they're going to try to deceive a lot of these men, especially young men like Austin that's been on point. And also to the men that are single, they're going to try to deceive them. What are some of the things, starting with Austin, the men need to look out for as this shift is coming? What are some of the things, Austin, the men need to look out for as this shift is coming? And then, Dre, I'm going to give you the assist after Austin.
And the shift you're referring to as the soft girl era, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All of a sudden, what they're going to do is they're going to start watching my videos and hearing that, oh, she swept the floor. She asked me if I drank water and ate food today. And she's going to bait and switch you. She's going to do that for a little bit for you. And maybe after a month, I give it 1 to 3 months, she's going to flip out to a whole new person.
Okay. All right. What's your take on it, Dre?
I could care less about looking out for them. My job is to make sure that you look out in the mailbox for your passport coming. My job is to make sure that you look out in your bank account as your money is growing. My job is to make sure that you are looking out for your self-development by doing consultations with individuals such as yourself culture. That's my job. I could care less. That we all know that it's a pseudo, a wolf in sheep's clothing behavior with this soft girl movement. It won't last because that's not who they are subconsciously. I saw one girl on her TikTok video. She was like, I didn't know that I was supposed to be soft. And she was just so pseudo feminine and just so nice. And all of a sudden she ended the video with a manly rant. If somebody would have told me that I was supposed to be, and I'm like, whoa. But she was symbolic of what this soft girl movement is. All you got to do is hit the right switch. That soft girl movement reminds me of the transgender movement. The transgender movement is like this. Dude can go ahead, get all the surgeries and do whatever he needs to do to turn himself from Bruce Jenner to Caitlyn Jenner. But piss him off. All that Bruce Jenner Olympian coming out. All the strength and that DNA that he was born with, all the muscle structure, the flex in his fist, the strength of his forearm, the way his bones can take blows that a woman's body can't take, all that maleness that still exists in Caitlyn is gonna come out. Because when you hit the right switch, it's the same thing with this soft girl movement. They can pretend what it is. They can do it for weeks and days. But as soon as you hit that right switch and say, babe, could you, when you get done sweeping the floor, could you do me a favor? Could you make me a plate of so-and-so and so? What? All you got to do is make me a plate. All that soft girl is out the door. So any of you guys out there that's falling for this facade known as the soft girl movement, and you actually think that these women are changing, no. The only women that are going to be a part of this, the only women that's going to actually change are the ones that you're going to see gradual, slow change in. Not those that immediately woke, they were masculine, they were mouthy all their whole lives, and then the next day they wake up and now they're dainty and feminine. That's not going to happen. That's all it takes, the one switch, and all of a sudden she's Bruce Jenner again, Olympian on the Wheaties box.
You know,
it's like they identify as soft. Like, I see what you're saying with that trend. They identify as soft. Yeah.
Hey, hold on, Austin. You know, Austin did a show with Melanie King, man, and I'm going to use that clip to do a show, man, with your permission, man. But it was a good clip. I will bring it up. I ain't gonna do it now. But see, they're not genuine guys, because once they get that ring, and I'm gonna show you guys, y'all gonna bust out laughing. They're gonna be just like Smeagol on Lord of the Rings, because see, the gospel say, can a leopard change its spots? And we know that a leopard can't change its spots. It'll only masquerade for a while, but their true nature will always come on surface. So hold tight. Let me show you guys something real quick. But I saw that man awesome with your girl, man. I was like, wow, man. Yeah. I knew she was a chameleon, but damn, I mean, she let it all hang out. But hold tight. This is what happens when you trigger them guys or hit them with the truth. Oh, they get that scheme of affliction.
Why you gotta do my boy Spiegel like that? My dog. I'm going to man.
Because a lot of them are Smiggles, man. They're addicted to power. And so what they'll start doing, they'll start morphing. You know, Austin did a great clip with Melanie King, man. And I might even do a little reaction on it. But Austin did a great clip on Melanie, and you know, I didn't think the man deserved to get disrespected the way he was disrespected. No. But she started talking about his penis, and you know, these women got magical thinking because somehow they know how big a man's phallus is, and they'll say he got little penis energy. But suppose the man said, you know, you got big vagina energy, or you got bad pH energy. You know, imagine if a man said you got big vagina energy or bad pH energy, and the way that woman disrespected that man. Is true to form. You just got to put that sulfur on it. Top Gun called it serpent sulfur. And the only thing you got to do is put that serpent in some sulfur, and eventually their true nature will come out. The way she disrespected that man, I'm like, okay, it's uncalled for. Only thing you have to say is, look, I don't want to talk about that. Let's go to the next question. But then she went to call him out his name and his penis is little. You know,
and then Sharon and keep talking about it with the next guy that came up.
Right.
In his time talking to her. She spent her time just doing, you know how a lot of times women don't know how to let stuff go. Not saying all women, but she just kept talking about it. While this guy is like, okay, I'm wasting my life energy known as time listening to you vent about a man who just left. So why are you venting? Why? And I loved it. If you want the truth, I loved every minute of it.
Right.
Because she was in that moment symbolic of what the true definition of soft girl movement is. All it takes is one trigger, and she gon' She-Hulk. All it takes is one trigger. She gon' She-Hulk.
I'm gonna pull it up, man. Also, with your permission, man, can I show it to the people, Austin?
Oh yeah, go ahead, because I don't even have permission for it.
Oh, okay. all right. Hold on a minute. I'm gonna pull it up. All right, it's fair use, man. Let me take. I'm gonna show because I was laughing my behind up. I said that there. I said dark matter gather again, man. You know, I call Austin dark matter because Austin on a whole nother level, man. Austin just don't care. He just lets stuff roll off his back. He don't care. He got that stone face. I call him Stone Cold Steve Austin. But let me show you guys something about this chameleon. Hold on. Let me show you guys something. Hold tight. Give me 1 minute. And y'all about to see Smeagol manifest. Hold on for a minute.
Is that bad?
Y'all check this out.
How's it going?
Hi.
So,
why is it that bad?
Okay, it's that bad because I'm going to get my passport. I'm getting my passport. I'm leaving the country.
Where are you going? I want to go.
I'm looking at options. But I'm going to do it.
Where do you live currently?
I'm in the Seattle area.
Oh, so Seattle. This is my second. No, the other guy was Portland. This is my second Sleepless in Seattle. Okay. I love that movie. I do. I love When Harry Met Sally. Guys, I'm old. I like movies like that.
Have you seen what Meg Ryan look like now?
Okay. And Melanie Griffith. Oh, Lord God.
My
poor babies from the 80s and 90s. Oh, you've got mail. How many have you guys seen? You've got mail Sleepless in Seattle, When Harry Met Sally. It was Father of the Bride. Me and my daughters, we watched Father of the Bride religiously, part 1 and 2. Okay, I'm done.
No worries.
I'm done with my chick flick. Otherwise, I like killing, death, spy, CIA, torture.
Yeah. So big up to you for telling off that cornball blue pill. You know, that dude is a straight up simp, and he's one of those people. Yeah, I'm gonna say it. He's a simp. He's a simp motherfucking cornball. I'm gonna say it straight up. And
wait, hold on. Marcus Gibson, thank you for becoming a member, baby. But he on a roll, so I gotta do it quick. Okay, go ahead.
All right. No problem. Hey, read your super chat. If you gotta read your super chat, do what you gotta do.
Go ahead. What you said? What did you say? You said a couple words.
Blue Pill is a simp ass cornball. I'm gonna tell you that right now. That dude that called in and tried to preach the Bible and all that stuff, that dude has no idea what he's even talking about. And I'll say this, why? First off, I'm not even going to get preach. I'm just going to just leave it at this. The Lord helps those who help themselves. That dude looked like he needs a lot of help, and he's not even helping himself. And that's
he was a little crack ashy. Did you see the mouth? You guys see Dave Chappelle with the crack mouth?
Yeah.
It was a little Dave Chappelle with the crack mouth.
No,
keep talking. I'm interrupting the flow. You keep going.
And remember, guys, like Austin hashtag it's that bad, and my new hashtag is passports and pearls. And in a few seconds, guys, y'all gonna hear the hyena come out. That hyena gonna come out of the bushes. The hyena about to come out of the bushes in a minute, man. Like Austin said, it's that bad, and they always, guys, tell on themselves. The only thing you got to do is hold that mirror to their face or tell Medusa to show up. And just like Medusa, they turn to stone when you put the mirror to their face. But hold tight.
I'm not going to judge on the appearance or the superficial stuff. You know, that's whatever. But it's just the way he talks, the way he carries himself. It's just, it's bitch energy. You know what I mean? It's female energy. I'm sorry to say that. But here's the thing about real. Melanie, I followed you after Kevin Samuels because I watched, actually before Kevin Samuels, it was Tommy Sotomayor. Then after him, then it was Kevin Samuels. Wow. I heard about you from Kevin Samuels a little bit, but I'm going to come at you with a little bit of smoke, and I'm going to ask you a question.
Hold on, guys.
Here we go.
Hold on. She about to turn to Smeagol. Hold on, Austin. She about to turn to Smeagol, guys. Hold on. She about that demon about to come out. Hold on. All right, hold on. Now watch her disrespect this man. Also, I want you to break it down afterwards. Hold tight.
Right? And you name drop him a lot, right? I see. I noticed you do. You name drop him. How come you didn't attend his funeral?
Ooh.
This went in a direction I was not expecting it to go. We went from a simp.
He is a simp. I'm gonna keep it real.
Why I didn't attend my dead friend's funeral?
Yeah.
Although that is for public consumption or any of your goddamn business.
Wow.
No. Here's the thing.
None of your business. Who's a funeral?
You say he's your friend. You say he's your friend.
None of your damn business.
And you live
none of your business. Why weren't you his friend? Why weren't you in a position to attend his funeral as his friend?
Because I'm not his friend. I follow him, but
you
not his
are
friend.
nobody, and you're asking me why
I'm not his
attend
friend.
my friend's funeral? It's none of your damn business. Mind your
because
business.
you clouting. That's what it is.
I'm sorry, it's none of your business. It's none of your business.
You clout and you live off him.
Funeral I
Antoine
attend,
Daniels is the only one.
Sound like you sound hurt. Now you sound like the weak ass simp, blue pill, hurt, emotional.
Shaming language.
Why are you worried
Shaming
about what
language.
a grown woman's doing? Visit her friend's funeral. You don't know what I've been through emotionally. You don't know what I've been doing with the family. You don't know a goddamn thing, but you want to speak
Taking
as though
God's
you have
name in
any
vain,
information, and you sound as ignorant as that blue pill motherfucker, as you wanted to call him. So who gonna check me, boo? It ain't none of your goddamn business. Don't ask me again where I go, what I do, who I'm with, and who I'm talking to, because it's none of your damn business. Ho.
Wow.
Ask me another question about my friend.
And so you know, Dre and Austin, we know they're chameleons in these spaces, and when you get the mirror out, they turn to Medusa. Also, what did you think about this play of lack of femininity? The woman that says she's a herald for black men and men in general, but the man that said, you know, you lived off Kevin Samuels, you were clout chasing, and some say that many of them use Kevin Samuels to push their own agenda. Well, what's your take on that, Austin? Then, Dre, I want you to break it down for me, man.
Like I was saying earlier, it's like she identifies as feminine. She identifies as soft, but that's not, or an ally, whatever else she wants to call herself. But clearly, that's not what it is, because if that's what you really are, it can't be broken out of you like that. She flipped. And I want to say this too. She said that's none of your damn business why they go to the funeral. You are a public figure.
Right.
what's his name has talked about my mother. He's talked a lot about a lot of false stuff.
Right.
But I know that's part of the game I'm in. You're on the internet.
Right.
It's part of the game, so you can't get mad when people get you with questions like that. And yeah, she's on the typical modern woman feminist thing with the whole shame is like, oh, so you're a nobody. That's why you were never in that position.
Right.
You sound hurt. Hurt about what? Because he
Hurt
asked
about
people
what?
questions about why would that hurt? And yeah, again, when they're caught red-handed, they don't even make sense with their insults. It's just a bunch of BS that she's trying to throw out there. But yeah, clearly she's not who she said she was.
Yeah, gaslighting. Dre, what did you think of it, Dre? What did you think about it?
She could have handled it in a more diplomatic
yes,
format,
right.
in front of the cameras. She could have been hot off camera. We often see that with public figures, that they have the ability to be on camera and still keep their cool, and off camera they can just, as soon as the camera goes off, they're cussing out everybody in the room, but the cameras are off. What Melanie did is exactly who she is. Right. He said it. You are a person that you lynched onto Kevin.
Yes.
It was visible. Everybody saw it with Melanie.
Everybody saw it.
It wasn't like it was fake. You lynched onto Kevin. You built yourself off of his notoriety. You're still building yourself off of his death. And so at the end of the day, people still see that. And she's just upset because somebody's acknowledging what she thought was invisible. It's almost like you got a little lettuce in your teeth after a salad, and you think that nobody notices it, even though you're going and trying to get rid of it. It's not gone. But as soon as every time you talk, everybody's seeing that green is right there. It's obvious. So he didn't say anything, even, and notice this, all the way to the Asian community. All the way to the Asian community, it was noticeable that she is a chameleon, a farce. She's not real. She's a pseudo image of what she tries to portray. And it's going to come. This is not, I put it like this. Between the interview with Austin, this situation right here, this is not going to be Melanie King's last go around. It takes a while to get women canceled. I'm gonna say this again. When it comes to social media, especially YouTube, they will cancel a man like that. You can't get on any platform or nothing. Right. A woman, as long as she's making money for these platforms, and as long as she still got looks, a woman can say anything. If she's got looks on these platforms, she can almost say anything, and she will find dudes that will financially and also verbally support what she has to say. So Melanie this is not her last time going through this, and it is not this is not going to be canceling her at all. We could talk cancel culture. Melanie ain't going nowhere. Melanie is going to have a bunch of simps that circle the wagon. I repeat that again. What's going to happen right now with Melanie, there's enough people that have put emotional equity and financial equity behind Melanie. Like the white guy, like the Asian guy just said, I went from Tommy to Kevin, from Kevin to you. This dude has put emotional, mental, and maybe some episodes financial equity behind Melody. And when you do this, it's hard for you to leave that church. Pastor been sleeping with everybody in that church, and you know it. And it's hard to leave that church. It's hard to leave that church. It is with women on YouTube. No offense to all the good women that are out there, like the Deacon Marines and the Chantels that are out there, and the Crimson Cure, all the good women that are out there. But there are women out there that are using their beauty as a hustle as fast as a woman in Colombia uses her beauty in Medellin as a hustle.
No doubt. I totally agree. Shout out to my man, Neil Moses. He said the way she handled it, the dude is aging. His community don't play. His people would defend there. She's definitely a chameleon. Shout out to him for that $5 super sticker. Shout out to Neil Moses once again. He said that her way of talking was out of line. But my guy's bold. Yeah, he was very bold, man. I'm glad that he called her out, but the way she disrespected the dude was uncalled for. Shout out to my man Gregory Scott. He said, Coach, there are chameleons in the manosphere. We're aware of this. The soft girl era that saved the black community promotes BS. Chantel's made a good point about baby mamas supporting these ideas, no doubt.
That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right?
You
That's
know,
a deal, right?
I believe in men saving themselves.
bet,
Also,
right?
you're
That's
gonna
a
save the
deal,
black
right? That's a
community,
deal,
man.
right?
You young and strong, man. We're gonna let you save them, man. You know, me and Dre, we get a little old. Our tooths get along. So also, you gonna save the community, man?
Save them, Austin.
They don't want to be saved. Yeah. You got to get back with me on that one.
Is it get back with you on the man?
Yeah.
I think Austin gonna start a new tribe, man. Austin going to Columbia gonna start him a new tribe, man. We're gonna start a new tribe of Negroes. Hold on for a minute, guys. Finish playing this. Hold on.
Before you lose your teeth, try this ancient ritual. People are fixing their bleeding, receding gums.
Wow. How you doing tonight?
Feeling him, because I felt like we was gonna have fun.
And she's still talking about it.
Until you
can't say anything, Coach.
Angry.
All right, hold on. You can't see it.
Yeah, we can't see it. You didn't move us over.
Hold tight.
There we go.
Hold tight. And she's still talking. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I'm sorry that your dick is an inch big.
I'm
sorry.
Look at how unfeminine she is. And see, guys, that's what Austin is talking about, what Dre's talking about, this soft girl crap. It's a farce, man. You know, it's the salt girl movement. Look how salty she is. That's why I call it the salt girl era. They always go back to shaming language. You know, similar to what Kevin said. Shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. And I created my own term called death. They deny the evidence when you give it to them, like she did. They become enraged when you present them with the evidence like the Asian man did. They argue to ad hominem attacks, meaning they attack the messenger instead of the message. Melanie King attacked the messenger instead of what the man was saying, and they will fight you or flee. And that's what she's doing there. She fought that man and probably dropped them off the support, and she fled.
And you notice, culture, everything that she's about to say and that she's saying is from her subconscious.
From her subconscious. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
She is on the inside.
Yes,
so
sir.
We can't sit back and say, well, she got mad at that moment. All that talk is that she probably said that to other men throughout the history of her life at one point in time or another, whether it be her ex-husband who left her and said, enough of this. Anytime you get somebody that's attractive, there's got to be something going wrong with them. If your husband, if you one of the most sexiest women on YouTube, supposedly, and your husband say, I don't care how sexy you are, I'm not about to put up with this. So this is not the first time that a man somehow, some way has had to take this. So when she spewed that was from her subconscious.
From her subconscious,
practiced behavior, not from the moment that she was in.
No, you're right. I agree with you 1,000%. What you're saying, man, hold tight. But you're right. I agree with you 1,000%. Hold tight.
That you are so angry at a woman like me who's actually advocating for men. Imagine a man who's mad at me, one of the few women in the world that are trying to bring balance to the dating world, and he's mad. That's Angry Inch. Angry Inch, you can come back and we can talk civilly, but you're not going to ask me a damn thing about Kevin. Hold on. He actually came on here and asked why I didn't attend my friend's funeral.
Burning his time. Burn the next man's time. She's driving down the road. This man drove almost 4 miles, and she's still talking about another man.
So you gotta think about it. If you know your friends and you already know what goes on around in your life.
No. I'm not even on that. It's just the audacity at how. Like, think of the mindset. One of the few. This is what I mean. I don't get it. Do y'all see women calling and giving me smoke?
No.
Who do y'all see? Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. That's who gives me smoke. That's what women keep saying. Y'all need to check these men that are coming after women who are trying to bring balance out here. Because you got Angry Inch. Ain't never had nothing rubbed up on. Nobody wanted it.
Angry Inch. There goes the shaming language, man. What does his phallus have to do with the argument? It has nothing to do with the argument. It has nothing to do with the argument. Stick to the argument. But that's the classic shaming language. They can't get you physically, so they use shaming language because that mouth is very toxic.
And then she brought in the other guy who didn't want to have to deal with her in her mouth like us men often do. Yes, dear. Yes, dear. The guy in the car is the yes, dear guy. He doesn't even want to deal with this. So he's like, yeah, you know how it is when people know you, or you know how it is. He's just trying to like, okay, can we get past this? The guy,
he's just trying to appease her.
Yeah, he's just trying to keep the peace. And he's like, but she's thinking that he's in full agreement with her. So to save face with herself, the guy, and the audience, because she knew that she messed up, or probably didn't know, she's got my man co-signing, but my man is only co-signing like, yes, dear, yeah, yeah. Can we go on and talk about something else? That's how he's basically doing it. He's not even 100% agreeing with her. He's just trying to get her to shut up and move the hell on with the. Can we talk about while I'm in my car driving? Can I talk to you about my situation? But he doesn't get that chance. She's steady wrapping her head around the fact that I cannot stand women that do not know how to let things go. Shout out to Chantel.
No doubt.
Don't know how to let things go. If the point has been made, the guy is no longer around, why are you still harping on it? Especially you got a dude on there that's co-signing what you're saying. And I hate when women do that. Not all women, but enough women do that. Just harp on something. Some women will harp on something for 2 or 3 days, months sometimes, harping on stuff, and wonder why good men like us, don't worry about it. We got passports. We don't give a damn about what you're talking about anyway, for real.
Yeah, I totally agree, man. Yeah, hold tight. Yeah, she's definitely shown her chameleon needs. Hold on.
Oh, Lord, ain't they gonna ask me? Who is you crazy?
Called the man a hoe.
Who is you crazy?
That's the second time she called him that.
Wow.
I'm gonna need you. Listen, I'm sorry. I don't want the inch, and I know you mad at me because I will never sit on that inch, but I promise you, I never will.
Go ahead, Austin. Were you saying something, Austin?
No.
Was that you, Dre?
Yeah, I was saying that all is to belittle his manhood, to talk about his body, his body structure, to sit back and call a man a hoe when we know that the hoe term is usually talked about towards women. So to put him in a feminine position with the way that she's talking about the man, it doesn't make her look good at all. But this the part, she is going to look phenomenal in the eyes of her simp supporters.
Oh yeah.
I bet you the cash apps after this rolled in.
Well, hold on. Go ahead. You're right, Dre. And as soon as she cussed that man out, her sympathizers were saying this.
These men are coming together. They must be stopped. Who hurt these pitfalls? Their mama is black. Who hurt them? They must be gay. I must go cause confusion.
Yeah, them simp servers, Dre and Austin, got to go cause confusion because they over-identify with matriarchal thinking. They over-identify with it instead of identifying with masculinity and principle. And I'm surprised, I saw it on Austin's channel about a day. I think I saw it last night. I'm surprised there hasn't been a lot more say-so about it. Austin, where did you find this at, brother?
So the Asian dude, I reposted it because he's in my Facebook group.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why he went on there with the "It's That Bad." So I was like, oh, that's all we got. We got a member from the group that went over there and exposed Melanie. So I put it out there to raise some awareness.
Wow,
I think I like 700 comments since yesterday. So it's a lot of people enjoyed that.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. We finished listening. I'm gonna finish sharing the other clips.
There's somebody in the chat you need to kick out.
Oh, who is? Hold tight. What is this?
This is Locks Products for Lock Stylists. They paid for a super chat saying, "Do y'all think y'all are masculine?" And it seems like they've just been talking.
Okay, hold tight. I didn't see it. Hold tight. Hold on. Lead them in their street dog TTs. Here from Glock Tavis and Pookie. Try to talk down. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on for a minute. Hold on. Do y'all think y'all are masculine lock products for lock style? Well, I'm gonna take that $2 super sticker. I don't know who it is, but I'm gonna take it. I don't know what they mean by that.
So they kind of be funny because I'm looking at the other comments they put up there too.
Yeah. Chantel said, did she get timed out? She didn't get timed out, did she?
No, I think Chantel is there. She came back after that statement. I saw.
Yeah, she said. Yeah, she was blocked by mistake. She didn't know Gail blocked her by mistake. Yeah. She said she was blocked by mistake. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we ain't gonna block the divine lioness, man. Hold tight. Let me finish playing that clip real quick. And I'm gonna finish. You gotta listen to something else. Hold tight.
I know you tried, but it's gonna stay angry, red, itched up, bumped up, whatever's going on down there. But I'm not the one for it. But what you got for me tonight, boo? We done with that. It ain't gonna run, just like you did.
Hey, what's happening? Ooh, it's getting spicy.
You gonna run like Angry Inch again?
Hey, it's getting spicy tonight.
Oh, give me that spice. I'm ready.
What's happening though?
Spice? That wasn't even no spice. Can someone please bring me some intellectual?
Here we go.
Beef?
The next brother's gonna have to deal with
cows that studied debate.
You be asking for the beef though.
You don't have no beef. You ran just like he did. If I bring you any smoke, you get mad and hang up. Stop the cat. But you know what? I got more respect for you. Don't be bringing up my friends who passed or anybody in my life who I cared about. Because he was. You ain't go there. You start talking about Kevin. That's when I get my feelings. You talk about me, I'll be like, I like Seattle.
Yeah.
No, Tiger Woods boo called in from Seattle, qualified and a good man. I don't know what that was.
He was out of line. He was out of line. He was out of pocket.
That was
stop asking for people to call you.
Instead of Sleepless in Seattle, that was Inchworm in Seattle. Girl, you want some of that?
Telling people to call in asking for beef.
He didn't have no beef. What was he talking about? Why I didn't go to my friend's funeral? Fuck you, ho. You need to wonder why I'm gonna put you in a body bag. You need to worry about your own funeral right now.
And you know what, guys? That's an indictment on her talking about this man's phallus. Guys, do me a favor. S Move to God said, Uncle Kosher, tell your audience to hit all bell on your channel. YouTube turned it off on me. Yeah, you bringing too much heat. Yeah, that's possible. This channel should have been way bigger a long time ago. So I won't be surprised, man. So guys, turn on the all notification button, please. To the 175 that are watching, turn on the all notification button, please. These kind of conversations, when we talk truth and speak truth to power, causes a lot of consternation. But thank you, S Move to God, for that, man. I appreciate it. Hit the all bell button. Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. Hold tight. Hold tight.
I know somebody's gonna spin that.
Yeah,
verbally.
talk to him, man.
It's been on the short bus your whole life. It's called banter. Oh, that's documented fact. She said it. Oh God, I cannot do it. I can't, y'all. I need high IQ. I need to talk to like Jordan Peterson. I feel like I can actually have a conversation with that man for once. Y'all try to troll me, y'all. You can't go no place. There's no place you can go. There's no place that can hurt me. Zero. The deepest, darkest place you want to go and throw insults at me on God. Please bring it. Cometh to the table. The feast is ready. Angry Inch.
Wow.
You can't get that. Inch angry. Inch angry. It's red. It's red. Pulsating. Angry. Ooh, that inch just hurt. It's so red. It hurts.
You know, Dre and Austin, when you hear women like this castigating men about their phallus size, what does that say about them being chaste women? Because how would you know so many men penises are that small? What would you say about that, Austin and Dre? Starting with Austin.
I mean, I don't know. Repeat that question again, please.
No, you know, when you Yeah, also you funny, man. When you hear these women always talking about the size of a man's phallus, what does that say about their feminine virtue as a woman? Because feminine, soft women are not talking about a man's phallus or penis.
Well, like I keep saying, she identifies as feminine. She's not feminine at all. Though I've been meaning to say this: the women in South America, it would have never gotten this far. Almost every chick I've talked to from Brazil, when we have a disagreement, usually 1 or 2 sentences in, they say, "I don't want to fight with you," or they'll do the complete opposite of what she did. They'll settle it a lot. It's different. It's just not what she's doing, and she's just not feminine at all. Again, no.
Yeah, definitely not feminine, man. What's your take on it, Dre?
It's kind of funny that also would say that because Andrea is like that. She picks and chooses her battle. I'm gonna say something that I'm still trying to get used to. I'm still trying to get used to being with the woman that does pick and choose her battles. It'll be times where I know that I done said or did something that was like, oh, she about to be hot. And if she doesn't say a word, or she just, she may say 3 words about it and it's gone. It's not worth the battle. Andrea only seeks to get her point across with things that are worth it. Like Chantel just mentioned, she's going regarding Melanie, she's just taking it way too far. She's milking it. I'm not, you know what? As far as being a content creator and a YouTuber and a female, I see it. Milk it, baby. Get your money. I already know the super chats were flying because dudes want their comment to be up on the screen of, baby, he did you wrong. How he did my baby Melanie like that. I got you. They circling the wagons with the money. I know what she doing. Milk it, because at the end of the day, that goes back to what I said within the first half an hour of the live stream tonight. The worst enemy is a man's behavior pattern. And if you don't get it under control before you leave the United States, you're going to take that same simp behavior to another country. These guys, it's not about Melanie in this. It's about, I would have loved to see the comment section and how much money she made off of simps running around, feeding off into this tomfoolery. And at the end of the day, she's looking heroic in their eyes. That says something about us as men. It's not going to be women keeping Melanie's channel up tomorrow morning. It's going to be men feeding her thousands upon thousands of dollars because we have an issue with ourselves. SYSBM should be SYSBMFY. Save yourself first. That's what it should be. It should be save yourself, black man, from yourself. FY, save yourself, black man, from yourself. Because it's not about Melanie. Melanie realizes there's an issue with black and Asian and other men in the United States. So she realized I could make money off of the mental problems that men in the United States have. I can hustle off of that. There's a lot of money to be made off of it. Black men and Asian men and other men are not going to church and to temples and to mosques like they used to. So let me use them. And that's what she's doing. While women criticizing men for going to other countries and using some of the money, the proceeds that they work hard for on women in other countries, in Brazil and Colombia, Thailand, these women are doing the same hustle by way of YouTube and other platforms. In Colombia, there is a process when it comes to some of those dating agencies. They call it emotional prostitution. See, I cleaned it up. I used the word pro. In other words, emotional prostitution is that they don't do a physical act with you. All they need to do is to get money from you is to tap into the male emotion or desire to acquire. The male emotion of the desire to acquire, whether it be acquire a good woman, a family, whatever it is. What Melanie does, she taps into these men's emotion and she tricks herself off for the money. That's all she does. And I'm gonna say something. I ain't mad at you, Melanie. Get your money, because if men will not get their minds right, it'll be other Melanies that you could tear this Melanie down. There'll be 15 other Melanie channels to replace her because men don't have their minds right. when it comes to beauty, when it comes to how we treat our money, when it comes to sex. We don't have any discipline in the United States. And so women like Melanie can continue on to use and abuse us, not because of her, but because of what's going on in our minds that causes us to take place.
Yeah, I'm going to read this. I don't know what this young person, I don't know if it's a man or a woman, but I answered the question because I'm a man about it. So Lock Garden said, so I asked, where do you think you are masculine? I didn't block you. I guess that's all I need to know. So why? I don't know. I don't understand what they're saying. But I guess the question is, why do you think we're masculine? Well, we're masculine, Lock Garden 420, because we speak truth to power. We're masculine because we go against the grain. We're masculine because we set principles and standards. We're masculine because we value our word more than we value the feelings of modern women. That's what makes us masculine. We're masculine because Dre and Austin, and similar to myself, believe in the concept of word being bond. We're masculine because we are thinkers. We're masculine because Dre is telling men to get their passports and not focus on the toxicity here in America. That's what makes us masculine. Men do what they want to do. Boys do what they can do. So hopefully I answer your question, Locks, for life. I think that answered that. I think I answered it, Dre. What do you think?
Absolutely correct. Also, we are masculine men are willing to accept the responsibility of our manhood. Men that are not masculine do not accept the responsibility and the necessity of manhood. I know I am necessary to be a man. My manhood is extremely important to this planet, country, my family, my community, as well as to my well-being. That's what masculine is. You accept the responsibility of you're going to have to be the one to go outside, go downstairs. If there's a creak downstairs or sound downstairs in the basement or in the other room, that's your responsibility. You know, there's a responsibility for you maybe to be the disciplinary of the household and not just your wife. You know, there's a responsibility of how you treat women in your community or communities. We realize as men, we have a responsibility with our manhood because it's necessary to have men like us in our community. So to sit back and question our masculinity, the definition for me of masculinity is a man that realizes that the way that he behaves as a man, accept that you are a man. You are born to be this way. Secondly, accept the fact that you are responsible with your masculinity. Thirdly, your masculinity is necessary on this planet. Femininity is necessary on this planet. Right. And masculinity is just as important on this planet. And I accept that responsibility. That's what masculinity is.
No doubt, man. I agree with that. Let me finish showing you guys this real quick. Also, how much time you got, young lion? Young bull?
Probably about 18 minutes.
18 minutes. All right, good. Okay, Dre, how much more time you got, brother?
I could give you we could do another 40 minutes together, man. You know how I am.
Okay, cool, great. All right, hold tight.
This man went on a trip to go see his girlfriend in another country, tried to come back, rip out those pages of the passport so his wife don't see it, then got arrested because it's illegal because they got no proof that he left the country.
I could go to Brazil and do the same goddamn thing. You feel what I'm saying? I would blend in. You feel what I mean? It wouldn't be no, ooh, where's she from? Nah, I would be in Brazil. You know what I'm saying? Hey, boo-boo. Portuguese. You know what I'm saying? Bitch, get on somewhere with this shit. Y'all gonna be mad because we about to cock block on y'all asses. Y'all passport bros. I get it. Y'all thought y'all was gonna be going down to Brazil. You thought you was gonna be in the Dominican Republic, taking these pictures, trying to throw it in our face about how fine their women are. Excuse me, sir. We know they fine. We seen their men. Now you really about to be mad. You and the bitch gonna be mad. Cause guess what the Black American woman is gonna do? Bitch, fuck them. We about to take you, nigga. Come on, boo-boo. You wanna go back to America? Fuck them. Keep them. Yeah, so guess what? We'll do a trade. We will do a trade. Y'all gonna be mad as a bitch. Y'all gonna be mad as a bitch.
You see the effects of the Yes Jonas rule? The Yes Jonas rule. They start stalking us overseas. Yo, this is crazy. They told us to go. They told us they don't need us. They told us y'all weak, y'all all of this. Oh, you want proof? Watch this.
These men who's apparently getting their passports and they're leaving, they going elsewhere to find their wives because they can't put up with us. I'm just wondering who the hell asked them? Did we ask them? Why do they feel the need to announce their departure? We don't want to know. We don't care. In fact, we're happy for you. We'll help you pack. If you
understand, what is it? How do these American men take care of y'all? I mean, is it a dowry? Are they coming to your people with gold? Do y'all exchange like fucking cattle? Are they paying you with cryptocurrencies? Do they leave y'all letters with fucking IOUs? Please enlighten the American women.
You owe back child support, and they don't let y'all get no passports. So it don't look like y'all going nowhere. So you might want to sit down and be content and do right and find you a black girl right here in this great United States. So yeah,
yeah, man, the toxicity is unreal. Shout out to Jonas. But the toxicity, Dre, is unreal. The toxicity, Brother Austin, is unreal. But when you hear these loud hyenas, man, you know, especially the last two, especially the old black woman, man. Yeah, I mean toxic, man. I mean so toxic. Toxic, unfeminine, masculine, and ignorant. But Austin always says, "Is that bad?" That's his hashtag, and it's true. What was going through your mind, Austin, when you saw this foolishness, man?
Well, I saw all. I think I saw all of them, right? And the last three were just idiots, man. Like the lady that's looking off to the side, talking about y'all can't go nowhere because y'all got back child support. When half of the black men don't even have kids, so who are you talking to? And it's just like what I said earlier, like, oh, you're talking about the ones that ain't paying child support, Pookies and Ray Rays that y'all can only see. That's why it's logical for you to say that, because those are the only men that are visible to you. And the other lady that's like, what are these men doing that taking, y'all bringing gold or whatever? That was stupid too. We put it on the internet, so if you know, you know what they're doing to us. I've said it in detail. So they're doing everything that you're not doing. Let's say that.
Oh my goodness. She said Dominican Republic. Shout out to East Coast. East Coast.
Dominican Republican. The first chick says she's gonna go down there and cock block. You don't have options in Brazil. You don't.
Right.
You're too right. Those dudes are used to their women. Like Andre just said, he's trying to get used to his woman, used to a woman that picks and chooses their battles. Y'all don't do that. So no man in their right mind is gonna swap that. They're not gonna swap combative for submissive. So you don't have options. You need to stay in America. Right.
They don't have options, man. And what would she bring Austin in Brazil or Colombia, man?
Pull it back up.
You said pull it back up?
Yeah, pull it back up.
I
want to make sure I give it a proper grade.
All right. You said we'll give a proper grade. All right, hold on a minute. I would say she's probably a 2.
She ain't higher than a 4 in Brazil.
Yeah, she definitely higher than a 4.
Count for drum rolls. See Africa, I'm going into that.
I told you, countries that are making country try to come back, rip out those pages of the passport so his wife don't see it, then got arrested.
You feel what I'm saying? I would blend in. You feel what I mean? It wouldn't be ooh, where's she from? Nah, I would be in Brazil. You know what I'm saying? Hey, boo-boo.
You especially not blending in with the sunglasses.
You know what I'm saying, bitch? Get on somewhere with this shit. Y'all gonna be mad because we about to call block on y'all asses.
And the weave.
Weave, fake eyelashes, and cheap glasses, cheap sunglasses, man. So what would she be? Why you say the glasses don't work in Brazil and Colombia?
That's only. Well, she said she's gonna blend in. Who in Brazil is wearing glasses like that?
Who in Colombia wearing glasses like that?
That's only in the United States. Those are hood glasses.
Thank you.
You said hood glasses. What would you rate? What would you rate Austin?
I give her a 2.
You give her a 2. What you give her, Dre, compared to Colombian women, man?
She get a 2. She fuckable on the drunk night. That's exactly what she is. She's drunk. That's all she is. She's the dude. She's the chick that, like, let's say let's say I was single. Me and Austin going. We in Brazil having a good time. But no, let's say in the States we having a good time. Austin see a hot chick, but then her girlfriend is this chick right here. So now I gotta be the wingman. I smash her as a wingman, so Austin can go ahead and do his thing with that's who she is. She the chick that the wingman smash, not the front runner. She is not the front runner of the race. She is the one that's in the back that the wingman go ahead. You know what? Last week you took one for the team. I go ahead and take one. She to take one for the team chick. You know, you smash her to take one for the team to keep the other ladies from letting the other guys down. That's all she is. To take one for the team chick.
Oh my God.
Please.
And she got to get snuck into the back door.
I sit back and tell dudes that without fame, Kelly Rowland, Beyonce, the Kardashians, you send them down to Brazil as regular women without any fame, they'll blend in, they'll get lost. You won't see them Kardashians ever again because you're so busy looking at other women. You wouldn't dare glance at Beyonce and seeing all these beautiful Afro-Colombians and Afro-Brazilian women with these beautiful afros, and Beyonce coming to you with these weaves, talk about all the single ladies. Take their fame and their money away and blend these so-called super gorgeous women in the United States and send them on down to South America. They be working. I know women that work behind the counter of the McDonald's ice cream shop that look better than Beyonce, better than Kelly Rowland.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Better than any Kardashian that as much makeup and much surgeries they didn't have.
Right.
Way better. And I'm not insulting these ladies.
Right.
What I'm saying is, don't get it twisted and think that the United States beauty can be transferred to the rest of the world. Because you can go to Poland, you can go to parts of Europe, you can go parts of Africa that will blow U.S. women out the water.
Yes.
Out the water. So don't never think that if you're an American woman and you find in them 50 states, keep your fineness in the 50 states. Don't think you can bring it on out here down to South America. Because I know women that are pushing brooms. I'm going to tell you something. Check it out. Real quick. Me and a brother went a couple of days ago to one of my favorite Afro-Colombian restaurants. Been there plenty of times. Anytime you guys come to town, I always take y'all there because I want y'all to have authentic Black Afro-Colombian food so you can taste what it's like to eat our people food in this country, right? These waitresses have been waiting on me for months going back and forth. But they always had the robes on. They were always professional, the aprons. They had like their African hair wrapped and everything. And so I'd never seen, I just saw them as waitresses, just like, okay, beautiful, dark complexions and beautiful eyes and just nice young ladies. When me and the brother went the other day, they just so happened, we went so late to where we were just hanging out after we ate. And we were there, the last two there, even when the restaurant closed. Man, them ladies took off those work uniforms and had their regular look. All the curves came out, the beauty came out, the dark, deep chocolate complexion came out, the caramel complexion, the Asian eyes came out of these the deep, dark dimples, all the stuff that I hadn't seen, and I've been seeing these ladies for months existed. What's my point? These ladies that worked at a restaurant as waitresses will blow her, Beyonce, as well as Kelly Rowland out the water, and these are just waitresses.
Yeah, man. I totally agree with you, man. People say that Halle Berry was the finest woman in the world. That's a high misnomer. Halle Berry would be probably a 4 in Colombia or in Brazil. Maybe a 4 or 5. Well, definitely a 4 in there because she's older. Shout out to my man, Devon Mitch. She said that old Black woman said we can't go overseas because of child support. Is that the same one that I made a video saying marriage is a scam? Yeah, that's the same one. Hold tight. That old woman sounded like she got cholesterol, man. Shout out to... Hold on, Joe. She sounded like she got high cholesterol. Hold on. Yeah. Hold on. She sounded like she got high cholesterol.
Y'all thought y'all was going to be going down to Brazil. You thought you was going to be in the Dominican Republic. taking these pictures, trying to throw it in our face about how fine their women.
She said she gonna penis block.
We know they fine. We seen their men. Now you really about to be mad. You and the bitch gonna be mad. Cause guess what the Black American woman is gonna do? Bitch, fuck them. We about to take you, nigga. Come on, boo-boo. You wanna go back to America? Fuck them. Keep them. Yeah, so guess what? We'll do a trade. We will do a trade. Y'all will be mad as a bitch.
They don't need us.
With us, I'm just wondering who the
This
hell
is the one
asked
that got high
them?
cholesterol, man. She got high cholesterol.
Did we
man.
ask them? Why do they feel the need to announce their departure? We don't want to know. We don't care.
And see, Dre, that's what I was talking about, Austin. Just like women proclaim with chucks and pearls as a symbol of power and supporting women and girls, the passport movement's a celebration of masculinity and men giving their pearls to women that are feminine. As I told you, Dre, in the beginning of the show, the gospel say don't cast your pearl to swine. And while we're not calling women swine, we're not calling them swine, we're saying don't give your pearls to women with bad behaviors. That's why I came up with hashtag passports and pearls. And it's for that reason. These women were celebrating in this last election about the power of women and girls, but you left out black boys, you left out men, you didn't really care nothing about them. And so now with the green pill movement that Austin-Hollemon is starting, it's like a reclamation of power, reclamation of power where men say, I have the power to live my life on my own terms. I have the power to do what's best for me. If you don't cooperate, then you're going to be left behind. And some don't like it. So it's almost like when they were talking about the power, Dre and Austin, about Black Girl Magic, Black Girl Rock, Pass Chucks and Pearls, they didn't say nothing about Black Boys Rise. They didn't say nothing about Love Our Men. They didn't say nothing about Black Love Then. It was individualism. It was not about a community. It was not about helping build our community, helping these boys get off 4th grade reading levels, because I was a special ed teacher back in the past. It was about individualism. So now men are saying it's about us. Save yourself, black man. That's the war cry. And some don't like it because they want guys to come back to the table and be simps. Hold tight.
In fact, we're happy for you. We'll help you pack. If you
understand, what is it? How do these American men can take care of y'all? I mean, is it a dowry? Are they coming to your people with gold? Do y'all exchange like fucking cattle? Are they paying you with cryptocurrencies? Do they leave y'all letters with fucking IOUs? Please enlighten the American women.
You owe back child support, and they don't let y'all get no passports, so it don't look like y'all going
She
nowhere.
got high cholesterol.
So you might want to sit down and be content and do right and find you a black girl right here in this great United States.
This ignorant man, so ignorant. Shout out to my man, Black by Design. He said, why get an American woman with BBL? What's a BBL, Dre? When you can get a Brazilian woman with a BBL, that's natural, no surgery. Shout out to that. Brazilian butt lift, right. And also, when you was in Brazil, man, were more of the women natural, or did they have fake booties, in your opinion?
I mean, I watched a documentary saying that, Brazil has a big market for plastic surgery, but they must do a really good job. Better than the job they do in the United States, because the United States, you can see it from a mile away. In Brazil, if they had surgery, I couldn't see or feel it.
Right. So you couldn't tell the difference. Gotcha. Yeah, that last one. Yeah, that last one, man. Big Bertha, like, she got high cholesterol, man. You can hear the cholesterol in her voice, man. Son, she got high cholesterol and been smoking a pack of Newports. Let me show you this real quick. I know Austin got to go. Austin, thank you for tapping in, man. I appreciate it, man. But give me a few more minutes. I know you got to go in a minute. And Dre, I know I'm gonna get you off in a few minutes too. But I appreciate you guys coming. This has been an awesome show, man. And you know what, man? I sometimes I over prepare. I didn't think I had enough material, but I keep forgetting Dre can talk for 12 people. So I keep forgetting that. All right, so this is what me and Guapo, guys, we were in the premiere for Frustrated 3. Once again, guys, go check out Dre on tomorrow. Dre's going to be interviewing Al Greaves, my dear friend, my homie. Me and Al Greaves been doing a lot of work together. I was in the movie Frustrated 3. And guys, this is Guapo, me, and also Al Greaves. So I'm going to let you guys look at this. Dre and Austin, take a few notes. Austin, if you got to pop off, I understand. Whenever you pop off, it's all good. But I want you guys to look at this real quick. Hold tight.
No doubt, guys. We're live in New York, the Queen City. We got Al Greaves in the house.
What's up, Greaves?
Al Greaves chopping it up, man. And guys, we're at the premiere
for what might be his crowning achievement. Frustrated 3 guys, Frustrated 3 with Al Grease, Guapo, hopefully people come on at some point. And guys, we're just in this venue, man, trying to do it up, man, and show Al Grease some love as we are more or less trying to get in this momentous occasion. I didn't see nobody here yet.
It's all good. It's all good, man.
But Guapo, how do you feel about the actual venue, man, and the Frustrated 3 movie? How do you feel about it?
It's nice. It's very nice. You know, I'm not a big city fan, you know, but I'll tell you this: it's nice getting up to the NYC. And we had a good little drive, hit a little traffic. Right. And look, I jumped into Uber Black. Right. I'm staying half a block. Dude literally drove half a block and dropped us off. I'm like, daggone, I should have paid attention to the address. But it's real nice, man. It's real nice. Yeah.
What does Frustrated mean to you, brother? What does Frustrated 3 mean?
So it means that things haven't gotten better. It seems like they've gotten a bit worse. And people are taking this very, very seriously now. You see the Passport Bros movement. You see all of the things that are going on inside and outside of the manosphere, male-centric content adjacent. And this is real. And American women got to pay attention, man. So if they want to continue to have a shot at some of the top-tier men that are out here, that's the way that it's going to be.
Is there a crisis, Guapo, in heteronormative masculinity, in your opinion? Is there a crisis in heteronormative masculinity, in your opinion?
I think there's a crisis against it.
Talk about it.
Yeah, so I would say that what's going on is, you know, anything masculine is being attacked, you know, and a lot of guys are just disengaged, and they're like, okay, you fight the fight over here, I will go abroad, and we'll go from there.
You said something that was very poignant. You said that black men are the #1 sexually desired men in the United States or in the world.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
I mean exactly what I said. I mean that, like, honestly, you know, once you get around and you travel, especially as an African American man, you are very highly desired when it comes to sexual intimacy.
Right.
You know, there's kind of like that dark berry, that forbidden fruit. You know what I mean?
y'all guys hear that velvet voice of Guapo. As you guys can see, man, we're at the venue. Frustrated through. We're about to drop, man. Make sure you guys go get your copy. Guapo's been doing a yeoman's work with promoting the film, promoting the movie. He's been doing Al Grease, a Herculean effort. And so, you know, what did you learn about the movie Guapo when you got into it? What about the movie satiated your juices, to say the least?
You're talking about the third movie?
Yes, sir.
Well, I haven't seen it.
Well, you haven't seen it, but you were part of it. Not to give everything away, but you know, what did the third movie mean to you? Don't give it away the evidence, but
so it is a very different animal versus 2010, 2011 when he came out with the first movie. And what ended up happening, what's happening now is that we have a platform. You know, we have a black manosphere, and you know, people have the opportunity now to really promote the content that they like and they care about. You know, I've pushed it out to some bigger content creators, and they're very much looking forward to seeing it. You know?
Right. Do you think this is a sign of something? Some would call it a harbinger. You know, a harbinger meaning that.
I know exactly. But you can explain it for that. Yeah, I know. You use big words, man, but yeah.
For American women, is it a harbinger in your opinion? Is this something that's going to snowball to something bigger in your opinion?
Right. This is the fork in the road where women are going to have to make a decision. They're going to have to decide to go left or decide to do what's right. So it depends on what you ultimately want. We talk about, you know, having those conversations with yourself. What do you want the end of your life to look like? Is it about family and legacy, or is it about degrees and jobs that you've had? If it's the former instead of the latter, then guess what? You better do what it takes to get what you want. And the thing is, the world has gotten a lot smaller over the last 10 years, and it's not so hard to grab a flight. You don't even need a visa to go to Brazil anymore.
Yes, sir.
So
now Guapo got a channel, guys, called Beautiful Lies. What are the beautiful lies that American women and some men delude themselves of as it relates to relationships?
Let's start with the men.
Yes, sir.
That the U.S. is the norm, normal way that people operate, not the exception. The United States is the exception to the rule when it comes to male-female interactions, femininity, and stuff like that. When it comes to the women, you're gonna like this. The women don't think fat meat is greasy.
Hold on, say it again, Guapo.
Yeah.
They don't believe the fat meat is greasy.
They don't believe fat meat is greasy.
They don't believe fat meat is
And let me
greasy.
say something, y'all. I really am legit Can I show my pants?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
No. Oh, we can get. Okay. We live. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Look, I put on the sexy pants for y'all, and I'm every bit of 6'2".
Right.
And look at how much taller Coacher is to me, man. Yeah, he's what are you 6'5"?
6'5", 6'6".
Golly,
6'6" with
man.
shoes on.
Look,
6'6".
my face done got fat. LeBay's taking too good a care of me. Listen, she's here, but I'm not gonna put her on camera.
Yeah.
But yeah, they don't believe that fat meat is greasy. I don't mean to hold your
No,
camera.
you're good, bro.
They don't believe that there is a finite amount of men out here, and they have a limited amount of time to secure the best option that they have when it comes to their biological imperative and their desire to be with a man for the rest of their life. So if they don't want to get with it, then that's it.
To single men that travel abroad to countries like Colombia, people tend to romanticize the Guapo.
Right.
We know the Colombian women are not perfect; they have issues too.
Right.
But why are South American women or some? What is about the feminine qualities that those women have that's lacking in America? And those women are not perfect; they got issues too.
Absolutely, they're products of their environment.
Right.
So I can speak on my fiance is Colombian, but let's talk about Brazil because Brazil is that cool? Since that
Yes,
about
yes,
that?
yeah.
So in Brazil, they walk everywhere. Their diets are way more natural, much closer to organic. You don't have as many preservatives, and it's more than anything, it's a very patriarchal society down there.
Right.
And there are very defined roles and methods of operating, and they abide by that.
Right.
Their society hasn't been besmirched and perverted to the where we are now. But I will say this, and I think you should say this too.
Yes, sir.
I don't know when the last time as you went. The effinism is starting to creep in down there. Yeah, it is.
Right.
It is. But it's going to be short-lived because their guys don't take that.
They don't take that.
They don't play that. Yeah.
Right.
So,
Guapo, you talked about in the past, guys, once again, frustrated 3. Go get it, guys. Go get the movie Frustrated 3 tomorrow. It'll be out.
This shirt is made for tall guys like me. These generic department store tees end up looking like a crop.
3 more minutes, guys. 3 more minutes.
It'll be out Monday for the Guapo.
About 8 more minutes.
$15.99, guys. $15.99, Frustrated 3. But go ahead, Guapo. You talking, brother.
Yeah, so it'll be out on Monday on Grease Films, GREEZE films.com. Definitely go over and support. Go support. Go check out Frustrated 1 and 2.
Right, Frustrated 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I don't know if I asked you the question earlier, but why are American men frustrated? And maybe I asked you, I don't recall if I did or not. But why are American men frustrated, Guapo?
Because no matter how they try to express what their beliefs are and what their desires are, they're constantly being told that that's wrong. And it is only so long that a male or a female can go against their own personal nature without feeling some level of frustration. The release valve for us is travel, and hence why the Passport Bros movement is so high.
Right. You know, if I was a bishop, Guapo, they say a shift is coming.
Oh yeah.
Is there a shift coming, Guapo?
Man, it's here. It's here. Yeah, it's too late for a lot of them. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's too late for a lot of you ladies. Men younger and younger are starting to realize that this ain't it here. You know, look at austonhollemon, 23 years old, and has sworn off American women already.
Right.
We are on the crest of this wave, and it's all about to come crashing down.
Right. Why so much animus, Guapo, if you had to look at this thing from your own logical perspective? Why so much animus towards men traveling and getting their needs met, in your opinion?
Misery loves company, man. So they want to keep us miserable with them. So I believe that, I was having a conversation. I sent this preview to my mother, and we had a conversation about it. And we were talking about competition, and what really happens is a lot of these ladies realize they're so far gone, they have compounded and stacked up so many problems, that it's going to be a Herculean effort just for them to get back to zero.
Yes, sir.
To even begin to start to flourish and compete. And their safety net, black men, have decided that not only are they going to survive in this dating world, they're going to thrive. And if they got to jump on a plane, they'll do so. So the women have decided, hey, we're not going to, no all please, but a lot of these ladies have decided, hey, we are going to, we're not going to, don't compete because we've never had to before, and we've allowed ourselves to go so far, then guess what? Now we're going to try to shame you and hate on you and anybody that speaks anything against our narrative.
Yeah. It's a momentous occasion, man. It's a good time to be a man in America once you know what your worth is, man. And Guapo doing it big on Beautiful Lies. Go subscribe to El Guapo, man. Guapo, last year this time, man, you and I, man, we were struggle streaming, and
I just got monetized in August of last year. I think I made $15 in August.
15.
Yeah.
And Guapo killing the game, man. Guapo streams have been so big, man. I feel like a movie star, man. That brother had sometimes 3,000 people in the stream. But see, that's the power of brotherhood, guys. That's when men come together. I love this brother. I'm gonna tell you why I love him so much. He didn't change when he got to the top. He kept being consistent. He kept being kind. He didn't get big-headed at all. Now, he an Aries. He do got a big ego like I do. He got a big ego like me. I'm a Leo. He's an Aries. But the thing I love about Guapo, man, he didn't change at all. And some people let the moment get too big for him. Why is it important, Guapo, to look at things through perspective? We call it just embrace the moment. Why is that so important?
So you have to operate in the moment when it comes to a lot of stuff like this. You can plan for the future and you can study history and stuff like that, but your ability to use your quick twitch synapses in the moment is what matters. So you're always going to be dealing in the here and now. You know what I mean? And that goes for the men and the women. So, ladies, if you're in a precarious situation because you're dating life, here's the good thing. I'm giving them a little hope.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Here's what's really cool for the modern woman. It is not going to take very much all for you to stand out amongst your peers right now.
Right.
You could make hopefully you can make some small adjustments and stand out, but it's not going to get any easier.
What do those small adjustments look like, Guapo?
I'll give you speaking one octave higher in your voice. A lot of women have developed, deep guttural voices like me and you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, a lot of women got high cholesterol,
and it's weighed on you. It's weighed on your spirit. It's weighed on your body. Yeah, speak one octave higher. Just try that.
Right. Guapo, I talked about the Medusa complex. I'm gonna interview some more people.
Okay, cool. I'll get some water in a minute.
Yeah. But I talked about the Medusa complex, man. Women lacking the ability to see themselves. Why do you think that's so prevalent in America? Real quick.
I put up a video, not to promote my channel. I put up a video, and in the beginning of the video, it was a video of a bear looking at itself in the mirror in the woods. And when it saw itself for the first time, it had no idea who it was, and it attacked itself. And I'm going to tell you something. Because of all of the propaganda that's been pumped to women, modern women, especially black women, about not embracing the things about them that their men love, when they go and they look in that mirror and they have to take a look at their real self, they don't like what they see.
Right.
So that's
no doubt. But go and get you some water, brother.
Sure, man. All right.
I'm going to go ahead with all these brothers, man.
My career path is not conventional. Being a singer-songwriter, most people don't think that's going to be a
guys, what's going on? So Dennis Jean-Pierre, what's up, bro? How you doing? I thought I was calling, man. I think I got you, man. So I'm live, man. You don't mind? Come and do all the hollers real quick. Yeah, guys, this is my man Dennis Jean-Pierre. He's one of the traveling guys as well. Dennis, you guys can see Dennis. I got Dennis. He's about 6'4". I got him. I thought he was short. But this is Dennis Jean-Pierre. Dennis, why is it so important, man, for men to travel and see the world for what it is instead of being in a silo in America? Why is that so important, Dennis?
Because in America, we live in a box, a psychological box, a psychological bubble. And if you don't get outside that box, you don't realize there are people that live a different way, have a different mindset. So it's important to get outside the box, see different things, meet different people, expand your mind to different cultures, different mindsets, different people, different women, and right. So that's the importance of traveling.
Right, now Dennis, you're about 6'5", right?
Yeah.
You know, 6'5" chocolate. You know, what can a man get in Brazil with your kind of Janae from Quad, man? What can a man get?
What can a man get? A lot of stairs. A lot of stairs. If you, as long as you're dressed decent, smell good, especially smelling good. They love colognes, nice cologne. Smell good, speak a little bit of the language, you'll go a long way.
Is there a deficit or a crisis in America? Is there a crisis in America?
As far as
good relationships?
Absolutely, it's in decline, definitely.
It's in decline,
It's
right?
in decline.
Why so much shame, man, for men that are traveling, living their lives in their own terms for their opinion?
I think some of it is jealousy. And some people feel like, you're somehow selling out your own women in the States by going overseas and getting a different brand of woman, but it's not necessarily the case. You know what I mean? It's just
tell the people about your channel. What your channel is about?
My channel is basically travel related. I talk about life, travel, and I'm mainly in
What's going on, fellas?
All right.
Uncle Andre, what's up, man?
Jay's in the building. There we go.
Yeah.
There's the man right there, the myth, the
Austin,
legend.
how you doing, brother?
Doing good. Yourself?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks. I appreciate you guys having me up here, especially kosher clinician, man. You're somebody I've been wanting to talk to for a while, man.
You're on mute.
Yeah, I think you're on mute.
Hold tight. Yeah, so I was asking you guys, what did y'all think about what me and Guap was talking about? I said a shift is coming, but in the meantime, let me read out these cash super chats real quick. Shout out to my man Il Dre for that $2 super sticker. He says, shout out to the Green Pill Nation. I also got a new movement called the Green Pill Nation. Shout out to Beryl Hamilton. He said these women are trying in vain to get free-flying guys to resign with guilt and get them into pity dating. Men need to put these women on notice, no doubt. Men are flying. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to Mark Lawrence. Mark Lawrence said if they don't care, why spend so much time talking about it? If they don't care about something, I don't talk about it. If I don't care about this, don't talk about it. And shout out to Passport Mastery TV. Shout out to the panel. No doubt. And guys, I need you to do me a favor. You guys are doing an awesome job on that. Dre got to go in a minute. It's been a great show. I want to hear what Mr. Fleming is saying. But in the meantime, guys, the robot said bills got to be paid. Inflation is high. Joe Biden got y'all paying $5 for gas, man. So in the meantime, guys, I need y'all to I need y'all guys to do me a favor. Hit that like button.
Hit that like button. Go ahead. Do it now before I reach out into that screen and twist your hand like Aunt Esther. Hit the like button. Thank you.
Destroy. All right, so Dre, I look like you were taking notes. So I'm gonna bring you on the end, man, because you're a PhD. But I'm gonna start with Austin. Austin, what did you get from what me and Guapo was talking about, man? About the new shift that's coming. You got a new movement called the Green Pill Movement. It's that bad. But what did you gather from that little small clip with me and Guapo when we were in New York premiering for Frustrated 3?
Well, I can see that he understands that if somebody my age is completely, saying I'm just done dealing with American women, that there's not going to be another phase after this. This is the last of everything when it comes to dealing with American women. So there's going to be the actual shift where we see the women have to make a change in their behavior, or if they don't, I don't care. But we're going to get what we want. That's the shift.
No doubt, it's definitely a shift. Dre, what's your take on everything? And then I'm gonna let brother Jay Fleming come in and chop it up a little bit.
Both of you guys were just speaking symbolically in regards to what you guys are also representing in the movie as well. I don't think that there's a shift coming. I think that the shift has already come. I think that we are a result of, we're slowly but surely becoming a result of what that shift is. Women have made their decision in regards to, not all women, but a certain amount of women in the United States, and not just cultures, have decided to walk in a particular format or way that they decided to. Cool. We have no problem. If you want to be, I'm Miss Diva, you can't tell me anything, I'm so beautiful. Cool. We have no problem with it. just don't have any problem with us leaving. Would you stop standing in front of the door? That's where we are right now. Women are trying now to do stand in front of the door and argue you down. You can't. You know how when a woman be like, just leave then, and then you leave and they jump in front of the door. This is what we're going through right now. That's the shift that's already taken place. The fact that we're leaving has already taken place. The fact that women decide they don't want to be in agreement with men, that has already taken place. That shift is already done. The fact that now they want to stand in front of the door and try to block us from leaving with shaming tactics, trying to micro focusing on, well, it's only about the women. That's where y'all going. Those micro focuses are not seeing the macro picture of what we're trying to accomplish. All of that is what's taking place right now. Women that are hurt, not all women, but the women that are hurt are just standing in front of the door and fussing. And men are still making it out of the door to new countries and to new locations. That's all. And basically, that's what you guys were talking about, is the fact that this is our time. Men take advantage of it.
Yeah. Jay, what's your take on this movement, man? You know, Austin is doing an awesome job as a young man. Dre is already, flown morphosized to Colombia. And what do you get from these conversations, man? You know, I was in the movie with Guapo and Frustrated 3. What do you get from these conversations, and how's it been for you with dating in modern times in America?
Well, yeah, let me say, I agree with Dre 100%. I actually just got off a different live stream and we are discussing this. At first I was saying, we're at the walk away phase of the negotiations, but honestly, I think we're actually past that at this point. I believe now we're actually at the stage where we've walked away, and now it is time for us to build as men. As you know, Austin went out to Colombia recently, and he hung out with one of my friends, Tyshawn, which actually just recently secured an Airbnb. And a lot of us are actually looking at investments outside of the States. So I honestly believe that there's just no coming back from this. Men have already walked away, and there's going to be very few options for women in the States.
Yeah. What have you seen when you look at things from a dichotomy? What have you seen in women from the West versus the women that you traveled on your YouTube channel? What have you seen as it relates to the virtue and the femininity?
Well, it's completely, I mean, the foreign women are winning by a mile, honestly. I mean, the femininity is unmatched. There's no way this soft girl era that we're currently starting to experience from the American woman, there's no way they're going to be able to compete. As far as them learning at a later age how to be feminine, and these women being raised in foreign countries, actually being raised to be feminine, it's just no competition. I mean, it's going to be worlds apart still. There's no, they're learning to, American women are learning to suppress a lot of masculinity now. It's something that's already been programmed into them, compared to someone where that actually comes natural. It's not going to happen. Guys are done. It's for the most part. Passport guys not coming back.
What does your channel talk about, young man? What does your channel talk about, and why did you start it?
So like yourself, I work in prisons throughout California. I'm known as a psychiatric technician. A psych nurse is what most people would know me as. So I'm actually traveling through California, working in different prisons. So I'm kind of big into men's mental health. I see the impact that a lot of women are having on men's mental health. As you know, in the States, we are very disposable in their eyes.
Right.
So now I see guys like Austin's age, 23 years old, recognizing, hey, I went over here, I went to Brazil and got treated in a certain manner, and now I realize that I'm actually worth something. There's someone out there that actually genuinely cares and respects men, versus being in the States where you are nothing more than a child support, alimony payment, You can't be a part of your children's lives. I mean, you'll be an every other weekend dad if you're lucky. I mean, it's amazing to me that now all of these brothers are finally coming together and realizing that we can go out and get better treatment.
Yes,
and
sir.
not
Yes,
have
sir.
to be ashamed of
Yes, sir.
having access to these women, no matter how bad these people over here try to shame and insult and guilt. Passport bros are completely immune to it.
Yeah, you know, Brother Jay, I was talking to Dre about, you know, the young ladies said chucks and pearls, and I called it power flexing. You know, I felt like they were power flexing on young men and boys because, you know, I said, Brother Fleming, that they have what's called dimorphic thinking. When it comes down to power, it's individualism. But when it comes down to servitude, then they want black men to save the community. And I got a problem with that. But they would say, oh, you guys don't have to talk about y'all getting y'all passports. Just do it in silence. But I had a problem with that because you didn't do it in silence when you were celebrating a woman that was complicit in the mass incarceration of black men. You didn't do it in silence. You were very fervent about it because it's about power. And, you know, I said earlier in the show that power never conceded to anything without a struggle. It never have and it never will. You know, Drake exercised his power and got his passport. He lost about 40 pounds. He got a feminine wife. He looks young. And I told people, and I be jokingly, but I'm serious about it. I said, if you go to Brazil or Colombia, you'll make a boy if you're a single man. You'll make a boy. You'll make a boy quick in Colombia and Brazil because the food is good, the weather is good, the vitamin D is good, and the women are feminine. And when you get around that level of feminine energy, not saying Brazil is perfect, not saying Colombia is perfect, it's a recipe for success. You and I talk about the mental health that men struggle with here in America. What are some of the stresses that you've been through as a young man traversing across America as it relates to dating and relationships?
Well, there is a very high expectation, actually an impossible standard for most men to meet. And even when you actually do meet those standards, like, for example, we always talk about the 6 foot, 6 figure, 6 pack. To be honest, I have all of that. And even then, it's not. They don't approach you as though you are something to be appreciated. They approach you as if they are actually entitled to your time.
Right.
Actually, just recently, a woman was trying to speak with me, and she was she wanted to talk to me, okay? And you know, I politely declined, and she was like, oh, what did I hurt your ego? And that's why you're declining. And I'm like, no, I'm just politely declining. And she was a 38-year-old overweight cat mom, but she felt entitled to be able to my time. And to me, it's insane because I can't come out and say, hey, well, you're overweight and you're old. That's why I'm not talking to you, because then I would come across as misogynistic. So the court of public opinion is against me. The court systems are against me. There's just no way for me to actually win. The only way for men, especially black men, to win is just to simply walk away.
Yeah, well, they make that song back in the Wiz, say you can't win and you can't lose when you can't get out of the jam. You know, Dre know what I'm talking about. That was back in the 70s. It was called the Wiz. And that's how Austin is feeling. I was listening to Austin's show and somebody said, well, maybe it's your approach. And Austin was going through some of the similar things that you're going through. Austin's a handsome young man. He's about 6 feet. He's in good shape. Right. And it's an insult to men that have struggled and labored hard and worked hard. And you got average to subpar women want to give them subpar behavior and a subpar body. And when men say something against it, your mom is black, you must hate black women. I mean, the mental pathologies, guys, is unreal. Shout out to my man, that's the young lion. He's a Leo like me. My man, Sir Hill, speak for that $10 super sticker. He's had much respect to King Coach and salute to the brothers on the panel, no doubt. And I appreciate that.
That's a deal, right? That's a deal,
but also,
right?
when you hear this brother struggle, man,
right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal,
tell me
right?
what's resonating. I know you got to go. We're going to get off in about 8 more minutes. But what's resonating in your head, Austin, when you hear Brother Jay's story? Because it's similar to your story, Austin. What are you hearing?
Well, just like you said, the entitlement. I've had that on numerous occasions where women felt like I was like he said, entitled, like I was supposed to be talking to them, like I owed them something just right off the rip, and they're subpar, fat, overweight. I wouldn't really look at them that much, and then you feel like you're supposed to have me. And then the chicks that I do want, there's so many hoops you got to jump through. And I'm not saying I want it to just be easy, right? But we know there can be so many hoops that the American woman will put you through, that's just not worth it. And then you go to another country and it's minimal hoops and a lot more femininity, a lot more love out of them. So.
Well, look, man, you look happy, and so does Drake. Drake look very happy. But we're going to end the stream in about a few more minutes. But starting with Austin, we talk about solutions, and one of the solutions that Austin is talking about is the green pill movement. But guys, and I've always done it in the past, this is the part of the show where we do this.
This is the part of the show where we find solutions.
All right, Austin starting with you, young man, to the top. What are the solutions moving forward? I think Dre has done a great job with his expose, but we already know what time it is. Like the young folks say, Austin the young buck, he's what I call post-Y generation. You know, y'all say stop playing. That's what the young folks say. They say stop playing and tap in. But Austin, what are the solutions, man, going forward? You know, you are the clarion caller for, we call it the alpha generation. You're the clarion caller for the post-Y generation. But what are the solutions? Give us at least three solutions going forward, young man.
So advice I would give to someone that wants to join on this movement.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, the first, we all know you got to get your passports. That's not even one. But number one, you have to have a purpose to focus on, because you're not going to be able to go monk mode and leave American women alone sitting around playing video games all day. When you're bored, sex comes to mind, and sex is very easy to give into as a man.
Mm-hmm.
I think way easier than a woman. Right. Number two, you need to have the ability to walk away and have you need to have control over your lust, which is kind of touching on number one, but you need to have the ability to actually be able to stand on the belief that you want to change and not have to deal with the game for the man that you built yourself up to be. What's number three? Number three. That's a hard one. I mean, that is. You might have to come back to that one.
Also been drinking that cognac, man. Also been drinking too much of that wine, man. That cognac, man. Also been drinking too much of that cognac. But Brother Jay, what are the solutions going forward, man? I mean, you look young. You look a millennial. How old are you, Jay? You about 30?
Yeah, I'm
about
36.
29? Oh, 36. You look good, man. You look real good. I thought you were about 29. You look good.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, everybody up here looks pretty young, so you know.
Oh, yeah,
I was just talking to Dre about that. I was like, man, you look really young for your age. But solutions, man. Well, solutions just come down to men. As men, we have to explore. We have to travel. Definitely, like you said, get your passports. But not only that, I say don't believe me when I tell you travel, or don't believe what I'm saying about travel. Actually experience it for yourself. Because men are up here and we all sound pretty much the same when we try to tell you guys to travel. We cannot put it into words. I promise you, no matter how long we're on these panels talking about our experiences, you will never understand it until you actually experience it for yourself. So that's where you get the experience. Once you actually get the experience in one of these countries, it will be very difficult for you to come back to the States and seriously date, if you are even able to date at all.
Right.
So I believe that is the solution. Is we are now walking away from the negotiation table and we're actually able to get what we want, instead of trying to convince someone that is combative and unwilling to compromise. We just go get what we want, allow them to talk as bad about us as they want to. We no longer have to clear up rumors. Just let them believe what they want to believe, and we're just going to go ahead and move on.
Brother Jay, somebody would say, Brother Jay Fleming ain't got no swag, man. They were saying Jay Fleming, he needs a relationship coach. He don't have enough tact to get a woman. What would you say to your critics, man?
You're right.
Oh, he's stoic too. He said, you're right. He must be a Taurus like Austin. He said, you're right. Let me ask you a question, Dre. Because Dre gonna write a dissertation. He gonna take us home, man. Dre is a Pentecostal, so he ain't a Baptist like Austin, and he ain't a Baptist like Austin and Dre, Mr. Fleming. But Dre, what are the solutions, man? You always wax poetically. You always wax poetically, And sometimes I don't know where I'm getting these words from, man. My brain is so brilliant, I just come up with stuff. But Dre, what are the solutions moving forward, man? You know, you gave some good solutions up front, you know, but let's bring it home and let's make it more pragmatic. Your top five solutions or top 7 solutions, because I know you got good answers. So go ahead.
Number one is based off of what some of what these gentlemen have already said. You gotta get your passport. There are countries in the world that over 90% of their citizens have passports. For us to be lazy about it, you've been saying that you've been going to get your passport for 2 or 3 years. You've yet to do it. Do not let this Christmas go by without you blessing yourself with a passport for Christmas, for New Year's, whatever you want to call it. If your birthday is coming up, whatever you want to call it, get to your local post office. Stop wasting your money on Jordans and other childishness and get your passports. Then you can start getting your Jordan collection built back or whatever you want to do. Secondly, be wise with your money. Your Jordan collection is large enough, gentlemen. Be wise with your money. It is not called for you to sit back and just think that you can splurge in the States and then all of a sudden, well, since the cost of living is low in other countries, I don't have to be wise with my monies. Be wise with your monies in the States, and you'll already be in the habit of being wise with your money in other countries. Thirdly, when it comes to relocating or traveling, I don't care if you're traveling 5 days, I don't care if you're traveling for 55 days. You are going to need someone like Kosher to help you redevelop your mind.
Yes, sir.
You will not realize how much you've been brainwashed until you use your passport. I'm going to repeat that. Number 3, some of you think that you know it all. I got this. I make good money in the States. I know how to handle women. And then you go to another country and you realize how easy it is that you can get manipulated by pay for play. She told you one cost, you end up paying 4 times the cost because you say, oh my God, you're so beautiful. Here's 4 times. That's because you still got something going on up here. So make sure you clean your mind out. The next one, number 4, make sure that you are ready to accept manhood. If you ain't ready to accept manhood, there's a lot of countries you ain't gonna make it in. You ain't gonna make it in Colombia if you ain't ready to accept manhood. That little watered down manhood that we've been raised in the United States, that ain't manhood in most countries. Manhood comes with, or masculinity comes with responsibility and necessity and the fact that you accept that. If you are not willing to accept that, in other words, you come to these other countries and the man is the breadwinner in most of the households. If you can't handle that, don't come to some of these other countries, because these women were raised to expect you as a man to be a breadwinner because their daddies won, their granddaddy was one, their great granddaddy was one. They ain't out to use you and hurt you, but this is what the dynamic of manhood is about, or masculinity in these other countries. Number 5, make sure that you are taking time out to learn languages. Your money is only going to get you so far. Most countries don't want to deal with women, in most countries don't want to deal with game anyway. So you can't come here and run game. You got to have some type of personality, yes, some type of sense of humor, some type of way in which a woman can be comfortable when you approach her, yes. But one of the number one things that's going to help you in the long run is starting the process of learning languages. Invest in a Spanish teacher while you're in the States. Go to your local university or get you Duolingo or whatever you got to get, or get Pimsleur or Rosetta Stone. You have to learn the language to master travel. I want to say that one more time. In order to travel on the level that you deserve, you have to start learning the language. Number 7 is this. This is the final one. You have to be willing to unlearn bullshit that you learned in your home country. All these men that's traveling, we are a testament to the fact that there over 50% of our time is not learning language, not learning about the new foods, not learning about the ladies or the cultures. 50% of the time, we are unlearning stuff when we get to these new countries. As soon as we land, we find out South Africa don't look like what they told me. Brazil don't look like what they told me. Colombia don't look like what they told me. You spend half of your journey, even if you're there for 5 days, unlearning the lies that your home country told you about women, culture, food, development, infrastructure of other countries. So be ready to let that, well, I'm American, let that go. Because you're going to spend a lot of time unlearning things when you go to these other countries. And those my 7 suggestions and 7 solutions to how you can be successful in this journey as a passport brother or a brother that's part of the green pill right now.
Well, that was rather kosher, man. You listed all 7, man. You know, you also spoke in the words of Master Yoda. You must unlearn what you've learned. So shout out to you, man. That was powerful. And guys, we're gonna have a powerful show tomorrow. It's gonna be nasty. You know, Dre's talking about men evolving and getting their passport. Young Austin is talking about men getting their passports and the green pill movement. And Brother Jay, a young man, one of the things I'm thinking, Jay, because men are the arbiters and the progenitors of life and community. Men are talking about starting a whole new community. I'm going to do a show on tomorrow talking about why is a kosher patriarchy the answer for the black community. And that's the new tribe. We're not talking about the current one. The current one got to be burnt up and built out from the ashes. But guys, to the one that are listening, go click that like button right now. Go click onto that show. I dropped the link. Thank you, Gail, for dropping it for me, dear. But go click on that for tomorrow, guys, and go check out Dre on tomorrow. Dre is going to be interviewing Al Grease on tomorrow for the Frustrated 3 movie. If you guys have not more or less seen Frustrated 3, go check it out. Guapo was in that movie, Dr. Ron Neal, Chris Strongheart, myself, and a few others. And so, guys, go check it out on tomorrow. Dre will be going live with Al Grease, the filmmaker of Frustrated 1, Frustrated 2, and Frustrated 3. And you know, Dre, you say you saw the movie, man, real quick in less than 2 minutes. I know Austin got to go, but less than 2 minutes. You saw the movie. What did you garner from those, all 3 movies real quick and under 2 minutes?
I would say my first part of the first movie, to go back into time and to see before there was Passport Bros, before I got my passport and started I think I had my passport. I was going to certain locations, but before I hadn't come to South America yet. Before I started going to it was good to see Frustrated 1 and to go back in time almost, I think it was like 10 years or a certain amount of years. I don't know if it was that long ago. It may have been 10 years. 10 years since they did Frustrated 1 and see what it was like for Passport Brothers in South America and the excitement. And it's kind of funny to see that the mindset that they had back then and the excitement and the joy that they have of coming to South America. Men are still exploring and enjoying the first go around of coming to South America as well today. Number 2 had me really realize, for those of you guys, and I've said this before, that if you don't have any children, don't have any in the States. It's not because of the women, it's not because you don't want to be a father, but the system itself, Frustrated 2, will show you step by step how the governmental system is set up against your child, against the mother, against you, against individuals that aren't even the fathers. It is a whole systematic setup to where if you have a child in the United States right now, it's your fault for whatever's happened to you, because Frustrated 2 is out there and you get a chance to see the political dynamic as well as the impact of what's taking on when it comes to mama's baby, daddy's maybe. Frustrated 3, my favorite scene of the whole movie, when the ladies asked the guys, when the guy asked the ladies, I believe it was Al speaking, he said, what do you think men should bring to the table? Silence. And he just kept the camera sitting there, and it was still dead. That women don't know what they want from men. They say they want men, they complain, but when somebody asks you, then what do you want men to bring to the table, ladies? Dead silence. And there are several scenes throughout the movie that give you an aha moment of letting you see Brazil. For those of you that never actually seen Brazil, you've only seen a couple of YouTube channels and it rushes through. Frustrated 3 gives you the ample opportunity to see the countryside, to see what it looks like, and also to hear from modern men such as yourself, and also modern women such as Danica Marie is in this documentary.
Yeah, she was in
what
it.
They have to say in regards to what was going on. So it was great. So if you guys want to, some of you guys listen to Danica Marie on YouTube, she's in Frustrated 3 as well. And that was, like I said, I watched Frustrated 1 3 times, Frustrated 2 about 4 times. I'm going to watch it. It's kind of funny. I'm going to be watching them all again tomorrow, and Frustrated 3 times.
No doubt, man. Listen, guys, awesome. It's been a pleasure, man. Austin, listen, young lion, we got to do a show at some point. So I want you to schedule a show when I come on your platform, man. We chop it up. You select the topic, or I can select the topic, but mental health is important. And I think we need to address that. You know, we talk about the green pill movement, but it needs to be a modification of the mind. So also let me know when you want to do a show, man. I want to come on and do a show with you, okay?
Absolutely. I'll be reaching out to you after this.
All right, brother. And Dre, I want to do the same with you. Brother Fleming, if you need me, young man, just let me know. We want to come on and do a show, man. Let me know. We'll plan something. You are a millennial, and I appreciate everything you're trying to do, man, the work you're doing. And go and like I said, you know, Mr. Fleming got a channel, guys. Go check out his channel if you guys want to check it out. And guys, we're gonna sign off, man. It's been a good show, man. Austin, thank you, man, for being so judicious with your time, man. I love you, young man. Dre, always, man. I do plan to come to Columbia at some point, maybe, hopefully this year. Masculine gonna move in silence because you know you never know. Yeah. And like I said, man, you know, Brother Fleming, I don't know where you're located, but you know, if I ever see you in the Tar Heel state, look me up because this is the greatest state in the union. We 3-0, no doubt. Tar Heel swag, Tar Heel turn up.
I'm in California. So
you're in Cali. Okay, you're in Cali. Yeah, man. Yeah, Austin, I was thinking about you today, man. Texas, man, I was pulling for y'all, man. Texas almost beat Alabama, man. Lost by 1 point. Y'all should have beat Alabama in that game, man. Y'all lost by 1 point to Alabama, man.
Surprisingly, I don't know anything about sports. I don't know what.
Oh, really? Okay. I thought. Okay.
I'm not good at sports.
Oh, you're not good at sports? Okay, no problem. Shout out my man D Mays, and we've done a collaboration together. He said, "Great show tonight, brothers. Even though I'm always late." And guys, do me a favor. I'm gonna ask you guys again. Please hit all notifications. I mean, all 141. It's 141 people watching. Some of you guys have not even subscribed to the channel. If you're listening to the show as we speak, if you have not subscribed to the channel, go subscribe to the channel. Go check out Austin-Hollemon. Go check out Jay Fleming. And then last, go check out Dre with Love Crossing Borders. Go check his channel. Dre got an awesome channel. Austin is doing big things. And I haven't looked at Young Jay's channel yet, but go check his channel out as well. But guys, go hit all notifications because I don't know. You know, I don't think they're trying to do anything crazy. But some of the guys say they're not getting the notifications. Do you have that issue sometime, Dre, or you don't?
Yeah. It's just part of the YouTube algorithm. Even if everybody hits the notification, over 50% of your subscribers will not get your video by way of notification. It's just part of how it's set up. Many of us have been complaining about it for years, and so it's kind of funny. You can have 50,000 subscribers or 5,000 subscribers, and yet and still the YouTube algorithm will not send out notifications immediately. I've gotten people that have gotten notification weeks later.
Wow, really?
And it's cool because you still get the views, because your goal is to get the views, and the advertisers are getting their advertisements represented, and you're getting the check. So that's cool. But as far as YouTube, as soon as you drop that video and everybody's showing up to the party, it's very rare.
So it's normal.
Statistically, expect within the first couple of days of your average video to have about between 5 to 10% viewership. So if you got 50,000 subscribers, expect between 5,000 to maybe 2,500 views on that particular channel within the first week or two. So it's just set up like that. It's just YouTube set up like that. We got 100,000 subscribers, 107,000 subscribers on one channel, but yet we still land within that 5 to 10%. And
that's crazy, man.
Other YouTubers are still saying that they land within the same umbrella, but it's not about this is what you want. The way that YouTube is set up, you don't want to have subscriber success. I'll repeat that. You don't want to have subscriber success. You want non-subscribers to find your videos. You want that. That's what makes a video go viral. Not the 10,000 people that watch you, but the extra 150,000 people that watched your video from out of nowhere.
I see,
That's
right.
what brings a channel success.
Okay, so it's almost like
checks.
Right. So the ones that, so it's almost like you got dead subscribers, the ones that subscribe to you sometimes to some degree.
Actually, in all sincerity, that subscriber count is only good for advertisers. It's only good for your ego. It's only good to, you get a plaque on your wall. It's only good for if you're doing sponsors and they can see, okay, your channel has a certain amount of subscribers. But please do not get, if you're a content creator, do not get caught up too much on the subscriber count. And most of it is for your ego, is for your success. Yes, other people subconsciously have a habit of they'll subscribe faster to a channel that is over 10,000 compared to a channel that's 1,000. It's just a subconscious thing that people do. So being larger does help with your subscriber count as far as people clicking, but your goal is always the views, your thumbnails, your titles. Those are the things that bring in the big check, not necessarily your channel is a big channel, so therefore you're going to get the 100,000 or 200,000 views. It just doesn't work like that. I mean, me and Ace Live have been working behind the scenes on talking about this particular topic for years, frustrated, pulling out the last bit of hair that I got down here, and realizing that it's just a part of the algorithm makeup of YouTube. So the best thing that you always want to have, if a video drops, you want to have like 40% of your views are your subscribers, but the other 60% are non-subscribers, meaning brand new people actually looked at that video, new eyes. And so that's what makes me excited. When I see my subscribers are the only ones that are watching, I'm scratching my head. What did I do with the thumbnail? What did I do wrong with the title? Let me redo it. Let me revamp it and then redrop it.
Well, listen, man, it was a dope thumbnail, man. I felt bad. Drake, in a nice way, cussed me out.
I did. I was diplomatic.
That thumbnail, man. Drake said, man, you got me looking like a D-clown, man, more or less, man.
Let me see this man some different pictures.
Yeah, but anyway, man, I'm gonna let you guys go, man. Thank you again, Jay Austin. Always, man. You so kind, man. You true to nature being a Taurus. My daughter's the one. She did. You and her remind me each other so much. She's 17 and she's stubborn just like you. Don't show her emotions. And she about that money, man. My daughter, she like to hustle too. My little 17-year-old's a hustler, man. And she is a Taurus just like you, man. Y'all remind me each other so much. But we're gonna sign off, man. Been a good one, guys. On tomorrow, I got a special guest, man. It's a kosher patriarchy necessary for the black community. And I think so, and I think you guys think so as well. So guys, go subscribe to my man Jay Fleming's channel. Go check him out, the young brother.
Yeah,
and Jay, once again, man, come on, man, and chop it up. Kings and Dreams, I didn't forget about you. I just got an email from Tim Howard. Maybe at some point, Kings and Dreams will make it work, man. So we're about to sign off, guys. It's been a great conversation on tonight. I love you, brothers. Austin, thank you again. And Drake, have a good night, man. Thank you for being so kind with your time, man. I really appreciate it, man. All right. And also, brother Jay, you take care, brother. Okay.
All right, you too, brother. All
right, I'm gonna drop you guys down, and thanks a lot. So, guys, I told you in the past that there are 7 steps that a man must go through in order to become optimized, and understanding female nature and how female nature work on the psyche of a man is paramount to help a man get the best outcomes that they can. Now, listen. We all know that Chucks and Pearls was the war cry by some women as they displayed or more or less amplified their power as it relates to their feminine virtues. But the new movement is now, as we talk about, something called Passports and Pearls. Passports and Pearls, the green pill movement, is part of the new movement where men and women, or especially men, are doing what's best for them and living their lives on their own terms. Guys, thank you for looking at the show on tonight. I need you guys to do me a favor, hit that like button before leaving out. The robot said do it. So guys, do me a favor before you guys leave out. Get them likes up right now. All right, guys, we're signing off. Have a good one.
Like I work in finance. God bless, no, this not by chance. Don't dab me, you're not my man. Don't at me, you're not my man. Mama said don't buy it if you cannot buy it twice. I cop by the tools and I don't pump fake with the price. Always on the grind, I put in work with all my might. I know that he got me, not by sight. Yeah, 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 yeah. I skirt like Vanish, I slide out Landis, V12 engine, all black like Batman. Fit 4 days, that's for sure though. Grinding from the grip, no shame, take a photo. Time to take a trip, we head north to the border. Say you feeling up, I'm my favorite type of hoarder. I got kids to feed, I got enemies, I got guys give, so they envy me. Got some friends down Memphis like I'm Aubrey. Got some friends fought for orange like some autumn leaves. Yeah, 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 yeah. I skirt like Vanish, I slide out Landis, V12 engine, all black like Batman. Yeah, 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 yeah. I skirt like Vanish, I slide out Landis, V12 engine, all black like Batman. 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 Yeah, yeah, yeah. Money line, I'ma run it every time. Give me mine, going up, need no decline. Money line, I'ma run it every time. Give me mine, going up, need no decline. Yeah, 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 yeah. Why check Castro, yeah, I need my ass. Yeah, yeah. Why check Castro, yeah, I need my money line. Why check Castro, yeah, I need my money line. Why check Castro, yeah, I need my money line. Watch out for those who surround you, need no funny kind. You can't see what's on my brain, I live inside my mind. Out of space and out of sight, you need me in my line. Need no face, don't need no phonies, no, no, no. Need no snakes, no only homies down for show. On go, go, go. Get a book and get the front and we load up and roll, roll, roll. I got kids, yeah, I got staff, I make a little need more, more, more. I sell records, you sell packs, not on my level, no, no, no. I'm a pop star, I'm a rock star, I'm a winner. Think I'm not hard, you smoke rock, car waste, man, why you dumb? I'm with airline, we on airlines like we on the run. I'm with Tay, girls run up on me, they done. Money line, I'ma run it every time. Give me mine, going up, need no decline. Money line, I'ma run it every time. Give me mine, going up, need no decline. Yeah, 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 yeah. Why check Castro, yeah, I need my ass. Yeah, yeah. Why check Castro? Ma jolie, oh ma jolie. Ah yeah, eh. Every time I come around you, baby girl, something doesn't feel the same. You said that I'm changing, but it's really you. I see how you play those games. Wifey type for a maid man. A queen can make moves, a king can't. Snatch you up, now you taking. Gave you bricks, now you building a wall up, wall up. Lately you and I've been all love, all love. I don't know what's up with our love, our love. You forgetting all about us, oh. My jolie, oh my jolie, where are you? When I need you the most, you still MIA. This is murder, heart is melting, girl you got me. Called your bluffing, made you something, now you talking. Telling me to cool it off, cool it off. How can I cool it off, cool it off? Telling me to cool it off, cool it off. How can I cool it off, cool it off? My jolie, oh my jolie. My jolie, oh my jolie. You don't turn on me now. You don't get no time for me now, babe. Got him on a rebound, but it's only you that I like, babe. Tout ce que j'ai fait, c'était pour toi. Sur le haut parle, mais t'écoutes pas. Tu me vois crever, mais tu bouges pas. Pourquoi? Whoa, you're wall up, wall up. You can't even get the scars up for us. I don't know what's up with our love, our love. You're forgetting all about us, oh. My jolie, oh my jolie, where you been? When I need you the most, you still MIA. This is murder, heart is melting, girl you got me. This is murder bluffing, made you something, now you talking. I call you bluff, telling me to cool it off, cool it off. How can I cool it off, cool it off? Telling me to cool it off, cool it off. How can I cool it off, cool it off? My jolie, oh my jolie. My jolie, oh my jolie. Yeah, this is murder, heart is melting, girl you got me. Called your bluffing, made you something, now you talking. Telling me to cool it off, cool it off. How can I cool it off, cool it off? Telling me to cool it off, cool it off. How can I cool it off, cool it off? Cool it off. I don't know how to cool it off. My jolie, oh my jolie. I've really been addicted to you. All of my attention I've been giving to you. Caught up in my feelings, I got feelings for you. Caught up in my feelings, I got feelings for you. On my mind, I can't lie. On my mind, I can't lie. Pull you down till you dry. Pull you down till you dry. All the time, ease my mind. All the time, ease my mind. I know that you're dangerous, I'm addicted to you. I might rent the Lambo and go drive it like it's stolen. I've been living wild, I'm just going through the motions. Stumbling out the Uber, grabbed my hand, gave me a notion. Swimming in your water, but it feels just like the ocean. I can't lie, I've really been addicted to you. All of my attention I've been giving to you. Caught up in my feelings, I got feelings for you. Caught up in my feelings, I got feelings for you. On my mind, I can't lie. On my mind, I can't lie. Pull you down till you dry. Pull you down till you dry. All the time, ease my mind. All the time, ease my mind. I know that you're dangerous, I'm addicted to you. I was sipping more for 2 years straight to the face. Champagne belly bubble still won't go away. Last year my best man hit a stain with bad face. Now he's got a LB on the water's cold case. I wake up with pain sometime and never go away. Wonder why I bow down to my knees when I pray. In my city gritty, gotta keep it on your waist. Or you might be a victim, they'll find you DOA. I can't lie, I've really been addicted to you. All of my attention I've been giving to you. Caught up in my feelings, I got feelings for you. Caught up in my feelings, I got feelings for you. On my mind, I can't lie. On my mind, I can't lie. Pull you down till you dry.